Welcome, everybody, to the Canton Chronicle Live Monday edition. Thanks to the Pats playing on a Sunday night, you get us on Monday. First things off, thank God that the Pats won last night. Let's just say, I wanted to go to bed and I couldn't. I stayed up for it and I paid the price this morning because I'm an early riser. Look at that. My video is horrible, but you're gonna get what you're gonna get because it's a Monday. Sorry, folks. We're in Studio B tonight, and it's more about the content than looking at this pretty face. Saturday, we got that Karen Reed Lifetime movie. And if you didn't watch it, don't worry. Lifetime made sure you all experienced it emotionally through memes, group chats. I'm sure half of the people in New England here, or at least in Canton and surrounding towns, were screaming at their TV saying, that's not how any of it happened. You know, it was 2 hours of drama, extra high snowbanks, and some horrible Boston accents. But we got through it. And then, more importantly, balance was restored because Rotten Mango 2-part interview with Karen Reed dropped, and suddenly things are all right again. I mean, that thing was amazing. There's been clips nonstop all through the X. I call it Twitter. It's it's the X universe, but one of the things where Karen talked about the breezeway, that's going to come up tonight. Let's just say the breezeway will be coming up tonight. So between the Pats winning, we got a game next week, the Lifetime chaos, and then that interview that blew more holes in some people's testimony like Swiss cheese. I think we're going to be in for a big night. Listen, I want to also thank SK27 Music for everything he's done for not just me. I mean, I noticed that he's given a lot of content creators. I don't even consider myself a content creator. We're just a small little YouTube channel that wants to talk about Canton. But SK27 Music, thank you so much for helping incorporate some of our ideas into our show. So, quick programming note tonight. Eric, he has a legitimate, I don't know what the legitimate work emergency is, but Eric will be with us. But it won't be until probably around 8 o'clock. So, normally, we'd stall or we'd we would reschedule just to make sure that everything's, coincides with Eric. But, I could power through it solo. But I thought, tonight's topic, too important, too detailed. It's got too many timelines that mysteriously teleport across Canton for me to do it on my, for myself. So it's not going to be John talks for 30 minutes and waits for Eric kind of show. So this afternoon, I did what any good host would do, is I made a call to FEMA. And I said, I need someone calm under pressure. I need someone who can handle disasters, someone who's seen absolute chaos and has lived to talk about it. And folks, this is what FEMA sent me.
Give us fucking McDonough, and we'll go easy on you.
John, we're coming in with the target hot.
I've got the package coming in hot.
Buddy, we're going live.
Folks, welcome to the studio, Sean McDonough.
John,
Sean McDonough.
that's a hell of an extraction, buddy. I tell you, amazing.
We
How the
got
hell
you
are you,
out of the
buddy?
jungles of Colombia.
Hey, it was beautiful, man. You got me out of the jam.
You like that?
Teleported me right back here to the screen.
Thank you,
Happy New Year,
SK27
John. How you
again.
doing?
Happy New Year to you, Sean.
Yeah.
Thanks to the magic of SK27, we were able to pay for a helicopter to and I don't even know how they got past customs, but we got you here.
You had the SUVs. You had the whole package. It was amazing.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I got to
So,
shower up everywhere. You know.
Yeah. Dennis Sweeney's in the house. Hello, Dennis. Everybody. And listen, folks, like I said, Eric's going to be delayed, and I'm not wearing my cheetahs tonight, so I can see the chat. It's a little blurry. I'll try my best to click on people when I can. So please don't get mad at me. All right. Just saying. But we are going to need your help. We are going to need your help because our Kronks are very smart. And I've been working on this for over a week. I've wanted to do this show now for over a week. And that's why I've had minimum posts on social media, because I've been just editing and fact check and just going back and forth.
Is this another timeline you're saying?
This is why we called you, Sean. I know. You know what? If we had brought you in sooner, we probably could have told you exactly what we're doing. So, Sean, let me tell you what we're going to do, and you're going to help us with this. Okay.
All right.
So, everybody knows that that Kerry and Jen had Denise Galvin helping them write a timeline, right?
Okay.
And you know, I mean, it worked for them. But Higgins, you know, after listening to the testimony in 2 trials and seeing the evidence in 2 trials, it's pretty clear that he might need a little help putting his night back on track, because he testified here. It was a long day in New York. He had been drinking. Then they were at the hillside. Then they were at the waterfall. Then it was 34 Fairview. Then when he went to the police station, then he goes home and he had a couple more drinks at home. Well, things can get foggy, Sean. And
Tell me about it.
yeah, memory, especially after that much alcohol, doesn't always play nice with timelines. So I got to thinking, I'm like, well, Jen and Kerry, they had Denise Galvin at the table, helping them with a timeline, and poor Higgy had no one. So originally, it was going to be me and Eric, and now we called an audible because Eric's going to be a half hour late. So you're going to have to be the backup quarterback for Eric.
So this is a Brian Higgins timeline.
We are going to do a Brian Higgins timeline. We are going to fix his timeline. We're not going to solve the case. We're not trying to solve the case. We're just trying to help adjust the times better, kind of like the experts did in trial 2. We want to kind of adjust some of these times a little better so that it works with everybody else's testimony, right? So that's where these come in. Okay. So you're going to help us out. So I have another surprise for everyone. So Sean's not the only surprise.
More surprises.
We have more surprises. So Sean, if you bear with me for a minute, I have to do so, and we have a video that we're going to be playing, but we'll get into that in 1 second. So hold on 1 minute. Let me pull this up. Hold on.
Get me off that screen. There you go.
Okay. I'll be right back.
Wait a minit now. Look at this.
Yeah, Sean. Hold on.
No, I'm just saying, this is a whole new set.
Whew. All right. Sean, welcome to Studio C. Okay.
Wow.
This is the Canton Chronicle timeline tracking studio. Okay, this is the studio. We got a lot of money here. We got a studio.
So this is the timeline studio.
300-pound fat F in front of a whiteboard. But 10 pounds, 10 pounds. So what we're going to do is I have different color markers. We're going to play a video. We're going to pause it, and we're going to put in all the times to see. So because we have everybody's testimony now, we're going to see. So now everything below the line, right? Hold on. I even got a pointer. Hold on. Be right back.
This is high speed, John. High speed.
Okay. I got a pointer. B-A-B, B-E-B. No. Okay. So, all the others are across the top. Higgins across the bottom. All right. And here's midnight. Okay. We're going to start at midnight. And I'm going to, let me use my little trusty telestrator here to, let's try. Here we go. We can move over so everyone can see. Well, you can't, but I'll move that in a minute. But
look at you. Wow.
Midnight starts. We're going to start there. All right. So we're going to start with a video. And yeah, I'll tell you how the weather is. It's hot. It's going to be hot. I'm going to be soaking wet with sweat, running back and forth between the two studios. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to help Higgins out, fill in the whole bottom with the help of everybody else's throughout the night. All right.
All right, John. Quick question: as you're going
from South Boston,
as you're going back and forth from Studio C to Studio A,
yeah.
How much time does it take? A while? Can I still? Can you still hear me if I'm talking?
Oh yeah, I can hear you perfectly. It's
okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean it's down the hall and to the right. But you know, I can hear you. You know,
good. All right.
Just talk loud.
I will.
Give me a minute. Let me get back into the first studio because I'm going to be
okay,
back.
John.
I'm going to go back to the first studio. I'll be right back.
Okay.
All right. There we go.
Well, that wasn't bad.
No, I ran down the hill. And here's the thing. The beauty with this is we can zoom in on this, right?
Yeah.
And so as we're talking, even if I'm not there, we're going to be able to look at the end. Look at that. My cheetahs just arrived. See that? Now I got my cheetah. Okay. So yeah, we're going to have a timeline. We are going to have a timeline, and you know what? It's probably not what Denise Galvin used. You know, it's probably not the back of a piece of mail. You know, but I mean, this should suffice. No,
I think so, John. I think it's pretty nice.
Right.
Did we ever see their timeline? Did their timeline ever make it to the Discovery?
No. Denise did make it to the gallery, but she didn't. So, oh my God, look at this. I can actually see the chats. These things are good. Yeah. So folks, you're going to have to bear with us. Like I said, we're going to start this. And then at some point, Eric is going to jump in and hello to the UK. And and hello to all my Canadian cousins who are 1 hour ahead. So it's 8:44 there. So it's almost time for bed up there, up in Nova Scotia and Newfoundland and PEI. So yeah, so I guess let's start by bringing up the video, and we're going to play the video.
Is this going to be an interactive type video?
Yeah, we're going to play some of the video. We're going to stop. We're going to pause. We're going to talk about it. Good. I'm going to go to the board, and I'm going to put up. The different times that we need. All right. So, are you guys ready? Are you guys all ready for this? Let's see if the Kronks are ready for our shenanigans. It's going to go on the board.
Hey, a special Happy New Year to all the Kronks there. I can see your messages. Thanks a lot.
Hey, Sean, how was your new? Were you in bed by 10?
Actually, I saw the ball drop one of the first times in probably 20 years.
Really?
I stayed up. Yeah, I did. New year, new rules, new life. So yeah, I saw the ball drop. It was very boring, to tell you the truth, but
Mullins and I were out. We had a really good time.
I'm sure.
Yeah. We were out of state though. We were out of state. We had a good time. And
how about that?
Yeah. So Dina Bellina, she's ready. Bring it on. All right, you guys are ready. All right. So let's pull up. All right. Let's pull up the video. Okay. So this beginning here, we can, you want to get into this. So this is 11:57.
Right. So it looks like it advanced a little bit, right?
Yep.
Because there's a portion of that video. Listen, we've seen this many times.
Over and over and over. I'll back it up. There it is. Right there.
Okay, there it is, right?
Yeah.
So, True Crime Kangaroo was amazing. Lily was able to get this, and she exploited it a little bit too late, because in trial 1, this was sitting there the whole time. And it wasn't exploited until late in the trial. As a matter of fact, Alan Jackson made reference to it in his closing, but it missed its mark. But here's something what I believe is very telling. I know we've done this many times to ad nauseum, but thinking about Chris's last appearance on the forensics, the young ladies over there, I was really hoping they would have said, geez, Chris, what was the commotion, or what were you intervening with Brian Higgins and Brian Albert? It seemed like you were very intense. That would have been a beautiful question to ask that man.
Yeah. And look,
if it's all fair.
Higgins wiping his face right now. Look, he's frustrated. You see the frustration in him. Look at that right there. Look, hand over
John,
his face.
And you can't really see it in this, but this is classic. This is on Brian Higgins. And Brian Albert is very coy. He's staying in the background and he's monitoring everything. He's also motioning to John. But there's an interaction between Brian Albert and his brother too.
Yep.
That's pretty telling.
Right.
But that would have been a great question for anyone, even in these spaces. Chris, what was the beef? What was the beef? What were you preventing Higgins to do? Or what did Higgins say to John that caused you to brace him?
Well, yeah, right here. They didn't want to know. They don't want to know. Right.
Oh.
So
I have a funny feeling in the civil trials, in the civil depositions, that's going to be a hot topic.
Yeah. So now we're at 11:58. He's still waving. He's still waving. And now he's walking out at 11:58. So can we say that by the time he gets to his Jeep, it's midnight. By the time he gets to his Jeep and drives off, it's midnight, right?
Unless they're grab assing outside or waiting for John. There's been talk about they maybe want to. Here's the other thing, right? Why did Jen McCabe want to separate Karen from John? Right. So to have, I think the quote was,
while you're doing that, I'm gonna go to the other studio, and where it says midnight, I'm gonna put left waterfall, and you talk about Jen. I'll be right back.
I'll just this is like Philippi to walk the half a mile to get to your studio. So, anyways, so why did Jen tell Karen, you come with us, we have a surprise, right? And John can go with the boys. And so was that a plan? You got to think about these things in context, because no one from the prosecution took the time, no investigator took the time to ask these questions. They knew from Karina that this was a thing. They knew from her grand jury testimony that this was a statement that Jen McCabe made in front of her and Karen. And I think the quote was, I have a surprise for you. Is that your recollection too, John?
Absolutely. I probably should have put a pedometer on tonight.
What now?
A pedometer to see how much. I should have had an Apple Watch on. My Apple Watch would have looked just like Jen's, up and down from the table to the door, up and down, table to the door.
Exactly, right?
Yeah, it would have looked the same. So, but so we know they left the waterfall at 12. Everybody leaves the waterfall at 12. We just saw it right on the thing. So now, what's up next? Let's see here. What's up next? And we're going to let this play for a little bit.
Okay.
And then, here we go. Oh,
in a smart ass, and I dropped the plow and I did a little sweep of the driveway, and then I got out of the driveway.
Oh, I removed that. Hold on.
It's all right. Murphy's
and I
law,
parked.
buddy.
I know. I'm horrible with
You're
the.
a pro. You're a pro at this.
I want to stop it right there because that is the camera from the temple at that time of night. That's the grass. So that's why he's saying he's a smart ass dropping the plow when there's no snow on the ground.
Exactly.
Right.
I mean,
So, yeah.
Well, I was kind of being a smart ass, and I dropped the plow and I did a little sweep of the driveway, and then I got out of the driveway because I didn't want to get blocked in, and I parked.
It looks like that. Had looked like Brian had gotten there first, Brian Higgins, and he was backing out, so I could pull my car in.
The Jeep, the rear, would have been about around equal with the mailbox, and I was not blocking the driveway.
Okay. So,
well, first of all, John, I can tell you right now, that was an asinine statement. Smart ass. That was an asinine statement made by Brian Higgins. He drops, this is all filler. This is filler for him to jockey for some kind of cover he's doing. That Jeep was never at that mailbox. We know that, right?
Darcy, one second,
right?
Sean. Darcy, if you paid attention at the beginning, we're not trying to crack the case, right? We're not trying to crack the case. We're just trying to put in Higgins's timeline for him, because all of his times you're going to see are off compared to everybody else's. And there's been arguments on social media as to where he was, but I went through both trials and I pulled all the information I could. I'm not trying to crack the case, just trying to help out our friend Higgins. Sorry. There you go.
Yeah. So getting back, and then anybody who has a plow on their truck, right? Ask Peter Murphy, right? You're not going to drop your plow onto cement or whatever, concrete or whatever
And waste
the
blade? No.
And waste the blade. No, that is an asinine. And that, to me, that's just a cover story.
Yeah.
And like I said, but.
Okay. So we know, because we did a Cronkbusters on this, that it's only about a 4 or 5 minute drive from the waterfall to Fairview. All right. So we'll say 5 minutes, right? And we do know from the video that Coco outside of the waterfall, they didn't leave immediately, because we saw the video of Coco outside of the waterfall with a drink in her hand. So we know it's another minute or two before they leave. So realistically, they pull up around 12:08 to Fairview. All right.
Sure.
5 to 8 minute drive.
More or less, right? Approximately.
Right? Okay.
Right.
So we're gonna put Higgins pulling up, doing his back drag of the driveway, 12:08. Right?
Gotcha.
Okay, I'll be right back. You keep doing your thing.
Okay. So this is pretty interesting. No, I mean, so he gets there. He's the first one to get there. Okay, fine. He does his little dance with the plow, allegedly, right? Okay, fine. But where did he put the plow? Where did he put the Jeep?
Oh, okay. So 12:08, Higgins has got the Jeep. Right? Wow, I can see that. Turned out better than I thought. All right.
Right.
Okay. Let's keep on going. Here we go. Oh, I should add that to the stage, huh?
I went in the front door, so I would have gotten out and walked.
Oop, let me back that up a little bit. Sorry. All right.
First, Brian Higgins, and he was backing out, so I could pull my car in.
The Jeep, the rear, would have been about around equal with the mailbox, and I was not blocking the driveway.
Okay.
I went in the front door, so I would have gotten out and walked on the brick path over to the front door area, walked up the steps, and then walked through the door that enters into like a foyer area.
Okay. So there goes Caitlin, and there goes Coco walking up the front and going in. I need Vanna White.
And are all of you, and by all of you, I mean yourself, your wife, your daughter, and Mr. Higgins all sort of coming in around the same time?
Basically, yes.
I think that night, because of the weather and it was wet out, I think I went in the front door so I could walk into the foyer and take my shoes off or wipe my feet or whatever.
I actually had seen my cousin Colin. He was standing in the foyer area. And I remember I said to him, like, oh, hi, what are you doing?
Next question.
And when you sort of come into that front door where you were going in to sort of take your shoes off in the foyer, is that when you ran into your nephew Colin?
Yes.
And that sort of interaction that you had with Colin in your house prior to him leaving and walking out, about how long a period of time is that?
Couple minutes, not even, just a quick interaction. It was literally, I was coming in, I think we almost bumped into each other. I said, I didn't realize he was there. I said, hey, what are you doing here? He said, oh, I just come by to see Brian, but my ride's on its way. I'm about to leave. And I said, oh, okay. And I said, all right, I see ya. And he just kind of continued on. I think he must have went out the door.
Okay.
John, stay right there. 1 second, John. This just dawned to me. They spent more time talking about what door they entered.
Mm-hmm.
They go in this door than they did investigating the truth behind this whole case. Why?
Yep.
Who cares what door? I got home, I went into the kitchen, I went there. Why were the door placements so important? Because it really screws them at the end.
Because they wanted to avoid the breezeway. That's just my personal opinion. That's not a fact, but that you wanted an answer. That's going to be my answer. Okay. So we got another time that we're going to put up on the board. We know that Allie pulls into the driveway and texts Colin at 12:10 here. So that's the triggering event for Colin to head outside. So we know at 12:10, Allie's in the driveway because, like we said, we're trusting these people. We're just adding to their timeline. Okay. So at 12:10, Allie texts Colin. That makes Colin get up to leave the house. They bump into him. Well, two people bump into him, right? And they see him and he runs out the door. So fair to say, we can say 12:10 is the next item because we know Higgins isn't in the house yet. So 12:10,
right? And
Higgins isn't in yet. So I'm going to go put 12:10 on.
Okay, so I don't want to mess up your timeline. So if you're saying that Higgy gets there at 12:08,
yeah, but he's still in his Jeep.
Yeah. But I'm saying there's a lot of activity going on in just 2 minutes. How long did it take Brian and Nicole to get out of their car and Caitlin? I mean, like I said, their timeline is pretty screwed up. That's all I got to say.
No, it works. It works.
Really?
You'll see. Watch. So 12:10, they go in the house and Colin comes up. Okay. There he is going out the driveway. All right.
I love the arrows.
Yeah. Well, the arrows are there because that's where Allie's in the driveway and the white Jeep is at the mailbox, not blocking the driveway.
I arrived.
Okay.
I got a text message from her that says I'm here.
And when you came out of the house, do you recall which door you came out at that point?
The side door next to the garage.
Well, wait a minute.
Okay. Yeah.
He says you go out the side door.
Yeah.
They say he's at the foyer in the front door.
Correct. Yeah. But things are foggy.
Yeah,
right?
True.
Right. But, I mean, they're going on memory.
And when you came out that door, who, if anyone, did you encounter as you were coming out?
As I was walking out, I saw my Uncle Brian and my Aunt Nicole.
Well, there's another inconsistency.
Correct, because going in, Coco and Caitlin see him. He doesn't see Caitlin. And then he sees his aunt and uncle. But he didn't see Caitlin, but Caitlin saw him.
Right, but Brian's going in the breezeway. Nicole's in the foyer, the front door.
And remember, he had been drinking too. So so things are foggy for him.
Yeah, but they're asking those. They're the ones that are asking those questions.
Yeah, I know, but things are foggy. You know,
Well,
Stop-
it shouldn't be.
stop
It shouldn't
being
be
Eric.
foggy for. It
Listen,
shouldn't be
you're
foggy for
acting
the
like Eric now.
prosecution.
You're
It
acting
shouldn't
like
be foggy
Eric
for
now.
the prosecution. The prosecution knows these answers, right?
Right. Yeah.
Jesus.
Okay.
And what, if any, exchange did you have with your uncle and your aunt as you were going out and they were coming?
I just said, I'm going home. My mom wants me home. I love you guys. Bye.
And you then went outside of the house, is that correct?
Correct.
And did you see Ms. McCabe outside?
Yes.
Okay. So at 12:10, this is, and now, like I said, I'm not trying to solve anything. I just want to ask a couple questions.
Okay.
If at 12:10 he sees them in the doorway, and he also, when he opens the door to look out, because remember what I said a couple minutes ago, the triggering event for him to get up to leave the house was Allie saying she's in the driveway. Well, how come nobody saw her in the driveway before they went in the house? Caitlin didn't see her. Coco didn't see her. Brian didn't see her. Only Colin saw her in the driveway.
Great point.
And she, according to her testimony, didn't see Higgins.
Right.
And if she didn't see Higgins, okay, well, Higgins should be in the house right now. Okay, before I go and put him in the house on the board, well, Colin didn't see him come in. He only saw his aunt and uncle. So I still don't want to put him in the house yet. I don't think that we can put Higgins in the house yet.
Okay.
Okay, but let's go on.
Texted him when I arrived.
I got a text message from her that says I'm here.
And when you came out of the house, do you recall which door you came out at that point?
The side door next to the garage.
And are all of you, and by all of you, I mean yourself, your wife, your daughter, and Mr. Higgins all sort of coming in around the same time?
Basically, yes.
Okay, so if Higgins had parked right there by the mailbox, like he said he did,
Right.
he really should only be a minute behind Brian.
Exactly.
Okay, and if he's only a minute behind Brian, then Colin would have passed him coming in and out of the house, and he would have seen Caitlin. I'm sorry, Allie. He would have seen Allie. Okay,
He would have.
right?
No doubt.
Well, there goes. So that's so he thinks he's in the house, right?
Well, yes. So I made the sweep,
Yep.
and as I could see the vehicle coming up, I made the sweep, got out of the way so he could park.
So we had parked in the driveway around the time that you're parking on the street?
Yes. So I came through what I would call like a breezeway door. So there's a front door to the residence, there's the garages, and in between there is a like a breezeway door. I came in through there, and it's kind of like you're in the kitchen. And I think there's like an island, so to speak. You may be able to sit at it, and Brian Abbott Jr. was right there, and again flanked by one, if not two females.
Now, G.I. Josie's in our chat. Awesome Kronk.
Yes.
But G.I. Josie, you're already going to, you got to let me get there. You got to let me lay a foundation first, Josie. All right? You're jumping ahead. G.I. Josie is that kid in class that's already reading 2 pages ahead.
Oh, yeah.
All right? Josie.
She's a great lady, though.
You got to let us set the stage. Okay? Because here it is. Okay? Here's the stage.
Your group, when you enter the home, that includes you, your mother, and your father? Correct?
Yes.
And who, if anyone else from the waterfall, arrived at your home around the same time as yourself, your mother, and your father?
I believe that Brian Higgins was the next to arrive. I think he very shortly after came inside, after myself, my mom and dad.
Okay. So Caitlin is saying that Brian Higgins came in shortly after.
Yeah.
Okay. Not
He
immediately.
was the first one there, right?
Yep.
But the last one to come in.
Correct.
Okay.
All right. What if, right?
What if?
What if Brian Higgins did not park in front of that mailbox, but parked down the street in Kelleher's driveway? Right? What if the amount of time it took him to go down to, because he doesn't want to get blocked in and he doesn't want to leave his truck out on the street because the plow trucks are going to be coming by, right? He doesn't, at this point, he does not know that there's no Jamesons in that house.
Exactly.
Okay. He hasn't gone in the house yet. He doesn't know that there's there's no Jamesons in there. So he knows other people are going to come in and park and he doesn't want to be blocked in. So he goes and he parks off the screen to the left and then another left into Kelleher's driveway, right? And then he decides, here he comes running down the street. There's the big head running down the street, turns up, goes in the breezeway. That, okay, would coincide with not seeing Colin, because Colin would have jumped in the car with Allie and left, right?
Right.
That would have coincided with Allie not seeing Higgins or Allie not seeing a Jeep. Okay?
Makes sense.
That would work. Okay? So that would put him going into the house probably around 12:15 or so.
I'm with you there. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna go put 12:15. So he's
right.
in the house by 12:15.
Yeah.
He is. He's in the house.
Right.
All right.
And it makes sense, you know, if he did park at Kelleher's, because Kelleher's a friendly, you know, he's a law enforcement guy. Hey, maybe Kelleher was up. Maybe Kelleher was at the party. Who knows? A lot of people knew about that party. Sergeant Sean Good knew about the party. So yeah, that makes sense. Where's your?
Could this also be?
I didn't see your John. I didn't see the studio, the chalkboard.
Oh, it's up top. Hold on. Because I have to connect it. Hold on. Hold on. Look at that. You know why? I knocked the wires off when I
Oh God. My God.
it's easy. I can reconnect.
Sure.
Yeah. Hold on. Just got to reconnect this and yeah. This also could be a reason why Kelleher didn't want to give up his cameras.
Camera, right?
Yeah,
Of course.
right. Gonna have to give me a minute because my fat feet knocked the wire off and I knocked myself off the stream. So I'm going to enter the studio again because studio, you know, they're long wires. There's long wires down those studios. So,
Did you have to rent the studio?
No, it's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, we have to get back to that. So, I don't know how I lost that camera.
Do you have to add it in StreamYard? Do you have to re-add it in StreamYard? Like, probably, right? Because this is crucial. You're gonna have to put that board with you.
Oh yeah, I will get that. I will get that. You know,
just take your time. We got plenty of time, John.
And you know what? And we're waiting for Eric anyways.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Let me I don't know what the heck I touched. Give me 1 minute. You talk about Kelleher's driveway.
Well, there's really not much to talk about, but you know, I do think, you know, many trials that I've been in, when you focus on so many things that are germane, you know, I don't know why the prosecution is spending so much time on, you know, who was where. Hey, you went to a party. Anything happened? No, nothing happened. But it's interesting because at the end of their events and testimony, it does trip them up. There's no doubt. And by the way, Johnny, as a little side note here, since we have some time.
Yep.
You absolutely have to get the loophole lawyer. You guys got to do a show together, either on your show or his show. This guy is incredible. And I highly suggest everyone to see his latest video where he decimates Ian Whiffen and proves that John was still moving after Karen had left 34 Fairview. That
Right.
phone is being answered and opened and closed at 12:32. Karen was already on her way out of there by then to get home
Yeah.
at
Well, we're gonna
36. You know, John, I know I've driven that
Yeah.
many times. There's no way she would have got there in 4 minutes, not
yeah.
knowing where the hell she was. No
Yeah.
way.
No. All right, we're back.
The loophole lawyer.
Oh,
There you
I have
go.
to,
Oh man, you're the
no,
best.
no. I know what I did. It's not that. I know what I did. I know what I did. We're almost there. We're almost there. You know,
No,
there's
we're there,
growing
buddy.
pains. We're almost there. You know, it's all in the audio. I wasn't considering my audio.
Right.
Yeah, which you have to mute. You have to mute my.
We're getting a lesson on how to operate within StreamYard. By the way, tons of changes. I couldn't believe all the changes.
I know there is. All right, now let's pull that up, and let's
There
pull
you
that
go.
up.
Look at that,
and
man.
let's go back to. All right, so
Get me off that screen.
you're off
There
the
you
screen. Okay, so there we are. We're back to the 12:15. He could be parked in Kelleher's driveway.
Right.
All right, that was. And while I have a chance, I want to thank G.I. Josie for the 49.99. Wait, play it again. She studied, messed up, fix it, go back. And Freebird. Well, you know what? Let me put them up. Let me put them up while we have.
Yeah, you got to put them up.
All right, Teresa.
Look at Teresa. Look at
Team
Teresa.
Thank you. Romy and Mass. Happy
Romy.
Monday. Freebird. In my honest opinion, Higgy dropped the plow, but not at that time. It was after to remove Officer John.
Another
O'Keefe.
good point.
It could be, and that could be why he said he dropped the plow. But
Right.
I think the parking lot, the driveway was full, and I think and mind you, we're just trying to help do the timeline. And Teresa D3s, thanks for the comment. G.I. Josie 49, huge. Wait, play it again. She started, messed up, fix it, go back.
Okay, look at that.
And for all of you guys, I want to say thank you, and you get.
Give us the fucking timeline. And we'll go easy on you.
There you go. So you got your timeline. You guys are getting your timeline.
There's the timeline. God.
There's your timeline. All right. So, okay. So the next triggering event. Let's see what the next triggering event is. Okay. So let's play this. I'm getting good at this.
You are.
First, Brian Higgins, and he was backing out so I could pull my car in.
The Jeep, the rear,
I might
would have been
might have
about
backed it up a little bit in my fact.
around equal with the mailbox, and I was not blocking the driveway.
I can fast forward this if we have to here.
I went in the front door.
Yeah, you know you did, but you know let's speed this up a little bit. All right.
Next question.
A little more. There was the front foyer. Alley in the driveway. All right. All right, here we are. Sorry.
And you then went outside of the house, is that correct?
Correct.
And did you see Ms. McCabe outside?
Yes.
Texted him when I arrived.
I got a text message from her that says I'm here.
And when you came out of the house, do you recall which door you came out at that point?
The side door next to the garage.
And are all of you, and by all of you I mean yourself, your wife, your daughter, and Mr. Higgins all sort of coming in around the same time?
Basically, yes.
And this is where we think Higgins would have come in with them. But, you know, his mind is foggy. Caitlin is a younger mind.
Yes, so I made the sweep, and
Yeah.
as I could see the vehicle coming up, I made the sweep, got out of the way so he could park.
So we had parked in the driveway around the time that you're parking on the street?
Yes. So I came through what I would call like a breezeway door. So there's a front door to the residence, there's the garages, and in between there is a like a breezeway door.
A breezeway.
I came in through there.
The same breezeway that Karen said in Rotten Mangoes that she saw. Oh my God! Guess what? Guess who's here?
It's like Eric.
It's Eric.
Looks like Eric.
Eric, welcome to the show.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, don't touch any buttons tonight, okay?
I'm gonna leave everything alone. I'm on the road.
Okay, don't touch
Happy
any
New
buttons.
Year, Eric. Happy New Year, buddy.
Hey, Sean, how are you, buddy? Nice to see you.
Nice to hear and see you too, buddy.
And Happy New Year. It's gonna be a good year.
It's
really
going to
is.
be a great year. I think it's going to be a great
And
year. Eric,
I heard,
wait.
Sean, I was just gonna say, I heard that you got a nice compliment from John today. He said
John?
that you were starting to. Yeah, he said you were starting to sound like me.
Well, you know,
I was arguing with him earlier, Eric.
he actually didn't say that to me, but yeah, I'll take it as a
Yeah,
compliment.
I did. You just wouldn't stop talking to him. He said it a couple minutes ago. Like, I'm telling you to stop being like Eric and being the devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Somebody's gonna
three
do
Canton
it.
High grads together.
There you
That's
go.
right.
So Eric, we're at the point right now. We've introduced the Studio B, the timeline. We have the Canton Chronicle timeline tracking studio. It's in effect, and we've already placed. They've left the waterfall. They've shown up to Fairview. At 12:10, we have Allie texting Colin, which triggered Colin to leave the house. And at some point now, we're at the point where Higgins is now saying he went in the house, and he's about to tell us that that Brian Jr. was flanked by two girls.
Okay, I'm with you.
All right, here we go.
And it's kind of like you're in the kitchen. I think there's like an island, so to speak. You may be able to sit at it. And
Maybe.
Brian Abbott Jr. was right there, and again, flanked by one, if not two females.
From your group, when you enter the home, that includes you and your mother and your father.
Yes.
And who, if anyone else from the waterfall, arrived at your home around?
I apologize, Eric. This is the part we were at where
I
she
believe
said
that
Higgins
Brian
comes in later.
Higgins was the next to arrive. I think he very shortly after came inside, after myself, my mom and dad.
All right. So remember, we're taking them at face value. We're not critiquing them. So, to me, I believe that she has a very keen eye on the events, and that her and her mother and father came in, and that Higgins came in after, and that's why we're placing Higgins in there after them, where Higgins, because it aligns with Higgins not seeing Colin or Allie, and Allie and Colin not seeing Higgins. So I think that's a good adjustment on our timeline.
Yeah, I think so, John.
Okay, let's move forward. And then this is the what if. Let's move them down the street. Let's make them run faster. Hold on. There we go. All right. Oh, that's the next thing to happen. All right. Here we go. Let's see what happens next.
And do you know about what time it was that you arrived at?
I'd say approximately somewhere between 12:20, 12:30. Well, 12:20, I believe, 12:20-ish, because the last call from John, when I went back and looked, was 12:18.
Okay. I get to go to the whiteboard, and I get to use a different color.
But hold on,
Okay.
John. Why was she so late? 12:20.
She's 12:19. Because remember, they stayed. Remember, she had to wait for Matt to stop talking at the waterfall.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I get to use blue. So we're going to go above the line because this is a Jen. So we know she was on the phone. She made a phone call to John at 12:19, and she was in the yard. She was in the driveway at 12:19 and walking into the house at 12:20. So I'm going to put those two times up: 12:19 and the 12:20. All right, you go with that, Eric?
I'm with you.
All All right.
So Eric,
I'm gonna-
John
you know
has
what,
this
folks?
nice studio set up. And look at this.
I see that. It
He's
sounds
gonna
like he's
get
got a
his- all
couple
his
different
steps in
cameras
tonight.
going.
He's going to get his steps in tonight, I think. All his steps.
I think he's got his steps in this week. He's been so amped up for this show.
All right. Okay. So now, yeah, I think I have definitely taken into consideration he's a decorated dude. You know, he's decorated and he's just made into the house. All right. Now, next up. While we're at it, at 12:20, she's coming into the house. I forgot to add another one. I apologize. At 12:20, she's coming into the house. I got to go back to my black magic marker, my black marker, because at 12:20, folks, that's when decorated dude, Brian Higgins, texted John O'Keefe, "Are you coming here?" with question mark, question mark, question mark.
Uh-huh.
That's 12:20. We got to put that on. The same time Jen entered the house.
Okay.
Okay. So, mind you, right here, this is the 12:20 line. This is the Mendoza line right here. 12:20. We know he's in the house, and this is in the action. We need to pay attention to all this time right here, folks. This is all Brian Higgins' time, and this is all the things that are going to happen over the next several minutes.
Hey.
Okay.
Well, John, you're getting quicker. Back and forth.
Oh, I know. So let me pull that up so people can see that for a minute. Let's pull that up. Okay.
Okay,
So,
there we go.
Yeah, and I can move that over. So we want to pay attention, and mind you, I have this big, long pointer. Mind you, right? We want to pay attention to this time right here, okay? This is the time that Higgins is in the house, or he might not even be in the house, but let's say he's at 34 Fairview. Instead of saying he's in the house, let's say he's at 34 Fairview.
That's a good
On
point,
the
John,
property.
right. That's a good point.
Okay?
I think
They're all
loophole
on the property.
I think loophole lawyer would definitely agree with that one.
Loophole lawyer would agree that he's somewhere between the driveway, the breezeway, and looking at pictures.
There you go.
Okay, somewhere. All right. So let's go back to the movie. Here we go.
Yes, he did text me saying that he was outside. I went out through the front door.
Okay. The next triggering event. 12:23. Julie Nagel's brother texts her that he's outside. So actually, 12:23, Karen and John arrive, right? And in order for her to get up and leave the table at 12:23, she had to have gotten a text from her brother. So the triggering event at 12:23. So let's put 12:23. That's another color. That's the three amigos in the pickup truck. All right?
There you go.
Okay, so I'm going to let this play, and I'm going to go to the board.
So I went outside, and it was my brother in the passenger seat, his friend Ricky, and then his ex-girlfriend Heather. I asked them if they wanted to come in. They said no.
And do you recall which of the two front doors you used to go outside?
I used the front door. I walked down the steps through the little path, and then down the driveway, and they were parked right in front of the driveway.
Once
You
again.
also said,
Okay. So, is it safe to go with, if she's sitting at the kitchen table and she gets the text at 12:23, it's going to take her about a minute to get up, get through the kitchen, front door, down the driveway, out to the truck.
Sure.
Right?
Minimum.
Then she's going to talk to her brother, the people in the pickup truck, for another minute.
Or more.
Right? Or more. Another minute. And then it's still another minute back into the house, right? So,
Right.
so somewhere, Gina, we don't either, but we're going with what they tell us. So, like I said, we're not trying to change their testimony or solve it. We're taking them at their word for the moment.
Right.
You're looking at about 4 to 5 minutes from 12:23, 12:24, 25, 26, and 12:27. Julie is either making her way out to the truck, at the truck, or making her way back from the truck. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. And we also know that truck didn't see a Jeep in front of them. They saw Karen's vehicle in front of them, which once again coincides with maybe Higgins's Jeep was in Kelleher's driveway.
Exactly.
Okay? Because he didn't want to leave it on the street. Okay. So we know that there's 4 or 5 minutes that they're out in the truck right there. Okay?
That you.
So, and then there's this testimony. We might as well go through this testimony before we move forward. All right, let's play this.
I only remember seeing that person come in briefly, and it looked like he was having a conversation with the two girls, briefly, correct?
Yes.
You were asked how long was the person in there roughly, and you said it was quick. Less than a couple of minutes. I mean, it was quick, correct?
Yes.
And then you were asked what he looked like, and you said, I feel like they were a little bit taller. They had dark hair, correct?
Yes.
So you testified that a tall, dark-haired male came into the house, at least briefly, in your testimony, correct?
Yes.
And fair to say that if a 6-foot man had walked from the SUV to the house, is that something that you think you would have seen? Nothing further on.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, let me ask a question first before we get into this. My first question is how tall do you think this guy is?
I would say
He looks about 6 feet to me.
Okay.
Same here to me.
What color hair do you think he's got?
Dark hair.
Higgins was friends with John, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So if Higgins was friends with John, he would have known if the tall, skinny, dark-haired man who came in the house, that to talk to the two girls was John.
Of course.
Okay. But it wasn't John. Here's a question. Once again, I'm not accusing anyone, and I just want to ask this question. Just like Colin didn't see his cousin Caitlin coming in the house, and Colin going out through the door, through the breezeway door instead of the front door, could it be that he may have come in the house at some point?
Well, John, not only that, but what was it, about 3 or 4 minutes prior to that encounter? Didn't he just text John with 3 question marks? Are you coming here? So
Higgins
obviously,
did.
So obviously, if John walks through the door, he's gonna know it's John, not a tall guy with dark hair.
Right.
Correct. And so if Higgins doesn't know this Ricky D'Antano, could Higgins have maybe seen Ricky come in the house and talk to the two girls for a minute and then leave again? Or could they have gone out and he came in with Julie and talked to the two? Could Julie have gone out and he have come in and talked to the two girls and then gone back out?
Of course. Right.
Is it a possibility? Right?
Absolutely.
Could Ricky be the dark-haired man that just came in and talked to the two girls for a minute or two and then left? I'm just putting it out there. I'm just asking questions because it fits the time frame. No?
No, I was just going to interject some. You know I came up in July.
I know
we
you
met
did.
in July for the first time, and I came up in September.
Yes, you did.
And I got some really great intel on that trip. Where are you, John? There you are.
I'm down here. I'm just putting the thing up. Yep.
And I've discussed this with you, right? And
Yep.
the intel I got was that Julie had also texted Mr. D'Antano. And the way was posed to me from a very, very close person to D'Antano, that he was actually looking down at his phone, answering a text that would not have seen anyone walk in front of him to the house. Now, and I've said this to you many times before, this is where telephone records and good investigations will corroborate anybody who takes the stand.
So are you trying to say that if they had Julie's records, they would have known who she was texting?
And also D'Antano's.
Because I have spoken to some people in person in Canton back last year, just a few months ago, that I would like to say that I agree with what you were saying.
Okay, so it rings true.
Right.
Okay.
So we're now right around the 12:23 mark. Okay. Now, all of these, if we look
John
at
and
the board,
Karen's there at that time, John, right? Because
she's in front of the
D'Antano,
truck.
they put him there, right?
Yeah. Actually, we might as well put Karen and John on the board now because they're here. Let me put Karen and John on the board. All right. So Karen and John are on the board right from this point right here. Right. All right. Get out of the way here. Okay. Can you guys all see that board all right? Is that all right? Do you want me to zoom in more? I don't know if I can.
Fine
zoom
with
in
me.
more. Yeah, I can. I can zoom in more. There you go. All right. So that arrow across the top is the beginning of where we know around 12:23, Karen and John have arrived. Okay. So because this is a very long video, I'd like to speed up just this one little section here, because this next section that I'm going to go to the board for a couple of these lines doesn't concern Higgins, and this is really all about Higgins, right? We just want to add some of the people in there so that we can see Higgins's movements because we're going to get to it. So the next thing, which we do know happened, was so Julie, let's say Julie goes out 12:20, 12:23, she gets the call. She goes out at 12:24. She's out there 12:25, 12:26. She's coming back into the house at 12:27. Well, at 12:27, we know Jen is at that front door, right? Looking out. All right, Jen, 12:27 here. Let's put that up right here.
Put it up.
Jen's going to be in orange. Let's put Jen in orange. All right. This is the 12:27 here. Okay. Then is the 12:29. Right. This is the 12:29 8-second phone call. Right.
That's correct.
Then there's the 12:31 pull behind me. All right. Now, at 12:36, go back to Karen's call. Right? Karen, this is as far as she goes in this whole timeline. Right? This is a Higgins timeline. Karen's at One Meadows, right here.
Right.
Karen's at One Meadows at this time.
So, John, for her to get to One Meadows at 12:36, I mean, I know the drive. I did the drive, but
She would have left at 12:31, 12:32.
that late?
Sorry, I got to go back because I got to go back to Jen.
Because
arm.
John,
Yeah,
you giving her 4 minutes to get to One Meadow in a
4 or
time
5
frame?
minutes. About 5 minutes. Yeah,
All right, 5 minutes, right?
yeah, 5 minutes.
Nighttime, drinking, doesn't know the area.
She's already back at Meadows.
got lost coming in.
Okay. Then you've got, so like we said, there's a 12:29 phone call from Jen to John, right? Then there's the 12:31 pull behind me. Then 12:36, Karen's at Meadows. Then there's a 12:40, right? This is the 12:40, hello. Right? Then 2 missed calls right here, 2 missed calls. Missed calls. 2 of them. Okay, that's at 12:41. 12:42, she texts, where are you? All right?
Right.
After that, it's a 12:47. She calls him again, missed call. All right? I know there's 2 L's. Now, 12:50, another missed call. Right? So, there's that.
I really do encourage you, John, to
Yeah.
watch Loophole Lawyer. This segment right now that you're talking about, he goes over with Whiffen, and in Whiffen's analysis, which by the way he did not put in the chart.
Oh, I
John's
missed one.
phone is being opened up, right, closed, read, all the way through 12:32, and he would not put that in his own timeline, but he mentioned it in another document.
I'm a little off on my lines here. Let me go through this really quick one more time. 12:27 here, 12:28, 8-second phone call to John. 12:31, pull behind me. 12:36, Karen's at One Meadows. 12:40, another text, hello. 12:41, 2 missed calls at 12:41. At 12:42, where are you? 12:43, missed call. 12:45, hello. 12:46, 12:47, missed call. 12:50, missed call.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
If Julie Nagel could go out and talk to her brother and 2 friends, you don't think Jen could have just stepped out real quick and said, John, where the Christ are you?
She could have yelled from the front door.
Right?
Okay. So, what's the matter? What am I doing? What's
wrong?
What's going on, G.I. Josie? What's the matter? What did I get wrong on? What did I get wrong?
I don't think you did. I think she's
okay.
I think she's astonished.
Okay. I just want to make sure, because I don't want to be wrong. If I'm wrong, if you're in the chat and you want to help me, let me know. Because you know, I could be wrong. Those are all the red times. She's saying these are all the red times. But they're phone calls too.
Right.
Oh, now no, she's astonished. Okay. All right. Well, we're back.
Don't read the chat.
Let's
get through this.
I'm just trying to, I'm trying to be included with everybody else.
Right.
Okay. Let's go back to the video. And Eric, I'm going to mute you because I can hear the road.
Okay.
All right. There we go. I thought it was the ocean for a minute.
Yeah, I wonder what the hell it was too. God.
All right.
Right, your next.
How long did you stay at the Albert residence in total? From the time you got there till the time you left?
Maybe like a half hour, less than an hour.
Okay. Let's just, because they're dry erase markers, people, they're dry erase markers. All right. He says he stayed there less than an hour. So, and he got there at 12, right? And he thinks he left somewhere around between 12:30 and 1. So let's use the black dry erase marker for right now. Okay. We're going to, because, we can adjust it. That's what dry erase is for. We can adjust it. So let's go put 12:31. So that's probably right around here, right? 12:31. He thinks he's gone at this time right here. Okay.
At what time?
12:30, 1 o'clock. Oh, you know why? Because I didn't put the anchor man up. There you go. See this line right there in the middle next to all those arrows at the bottom?
Right.
Okay. That's like the 12:30 mark.
Okay.
G.I. Josie's been out trying to help for 5 minutes to help us. Well, hey, I'm not perfect. But I got most of it right. Okay. So he thinks he left around 12:30, 1 o'clock. All right. And let's see what everybody else thinks that that he might have been.
When you're at 34 Fairview, how much time lapsed between the time you first saw Brian Higgins and Brian Higgins left the residence?
I can't say for sure. If I had to estimate, I'd say an hour and a half.
And what?
Okay. I'm going to go up there. She thinks it's about an hour, hour and a half somewhere. So that would place him, you got there around just after 12 with them. An hour is 1 hour and a half, 1:30. So somewhere between 1:30. Okay. Here we go.
That makes sense.
So, all right. So Caitlin thinks he's somewhere over, let's put him over here for a minute. This is where Caitlin thinks he is. All right. She thinks he's over here a little bit. All right. Let's keep going.
What time did you leave? Say 12:30, you said?
I think I said between 12:30 and 1 a.m.
Okay.
Brian left at around 1:30.
And
Oh, wait a minute.
That's huge.
I got a blue marker for Brian. Brian says around 1:30. So Caitlin and Brian are close, around 1:30, somewhere around 1:30, right? All right. Let's keep going. Uh-oh. I know, G.I. Joe. See, I told you, we're laying a foundation. Here we go.
you indicated that you pretty much didn't say goodbye to anybody, right?
At the house?
Correct.
I just kind of left. I said, see you later.
You walked out the side breezeway door, correct?
Yes.
That breezeway door
How
again.
long do you think you stayed for at the house?
I stayed till about around 1:30, 1:45-ish.
Who was the first to leave?
Brian Higgins. It was kind of in a row. Brian left, and then a little bit later, I think it was, myself, Matt, Julie, and Sarah left. But Caitlin was at the door. I believe she was waiting for her ride.
How much longer after Mr. Higgins left did you leave?
Maybe a half. I honestly can't
Almost at a half
say.
hour.
I think he was there for a while I was there. So maybe he left anywhere from 15 minutes, approximately 15, 20 minutes before I did, or.
Okay. So folks playing at
Makes
home.
sense.
She said she left between 1:30, 1:45.
Right.
And she thinks first she was going to say 30 minutes. And then she said 15, 20 minutes, which puts them somewhere in the late 120s.
Absolutely.
Okay. So between Caitlin, Brian, and Jen, they all put Higgins still in the house until sometime after 1:20 in the morning. Are we good with that?
I'm good with it.
Okay. So that's 1:20 in the morning. I'll go clean this up a little bit for Higgins because we're now just changing. Let me let the people see the see the magic happen, right? You want to see how the magic happens, right? You take your magic eraser, right? All right. Don't worry, I'll wash that shirt later. Okay. Now Higgins is still there up until 1:30, 1:20, let's say 1:20. 1:20 in the morning. He's there the whole time. All right. And there's going to be a pattern with Higgins's times. We're going to see that he is consistently a half an hour to an hour off earlier than everyone else throughout the night and the next morning. So by watching all these people, remember, like I said, he's drinking. We're just trying to help him with his timelines. We're not trying to solve it. We're just trying to say, hey, you know what? You had a lot to drink, right? We saw you even at the bar. The video at the bar when he's sitting at the bar, you see him drinking. If you go back and watch the video when he's sitting at the waterfall at the corner seat at the bar. He's drinking. So he's been drinking all night. So he thinks it's a half an hour. Well, time just went really fast for him. He's there until 1:20 in the morning. All right? Because let's go on.
Maybe like
Actually, let's pull in Eric for a minute. Hey, Eric,
Yes.
are you good with this so far?
So far, yeah, I'm following you.
Yeah. You disagree with any of this yet?
No.
No. Lally is watching us and telling me to shut the heck up. Yeah. Yeah. Higgy's mind is a little foggy. We're just trying to help. We're just trying to help him out. Okay. He forgot where he parked. He went in that breezeway door. He was a little late. He still could have been in the yard. Right? He could have been in the yard at 12:20. Like I said, he might not have been in the house. He might have been on the property when John and Karen pulled up. We don't know. Right? It's just foggy.
John, don't forget, this is the Canton Chronicle, and we're here to help.
That's it. We don't accuse. We don't call them liars. We say it's inconsistencies, and we're here to help. And here's my girl Jen. I love that top on her.
one more.
Thank you. Stop.
Oh, here we go.
Did you?
There you go. So if he left the house at 1:20 and it's about a 6-minute ride, because we've seen from the dash cam of when Sarif and Mulaney in the morning leave to go from the police station there, that falls in line with him leaving the house around 1:20 and getting to the police station at 1:26. Are you good with that?
I'm good.
Hey, Sean, can you, I have to make a quick, no, I don't. I'm a little parched, and I figured while I'm having a little quick Pricks and Cider, we can have a moment of silence for Michael Morrissey, who is announced that he is not running for office again.
Yay!
There, this one's for you, Michael Morrissey. There you go. Yeah, McDiggles, it is a nice blouse. That's what I just said. I'm not a hater. I know my fashion. Okay, so he pulls in at 1:26. I'll put that up while we watch what's happening here. I'll put this up.
Okay, stop.
Do you see what he's doing right now? Did you see that, Sean?
It's on the phone.
He's texting.
He's texting. You're right.
Right?
Right.
Let's back that up. I'm backing up a couple seconds. Here we go. He walks over. I got to enlarge my screen. He turns
There
around.
it is, right there. Yeah.
He's looking down, and
That's
he's
it.
texting at 1:27.
Exactly.
Okay, so I got to put 1:27. He's texting because we're doing a timeline for him. We need to let everybody know 1:27. He was texting someone. So
Right.
here's the 1:27 text. All right. Let's keep going.
Because if it would have been nice to know who he was texting, because then again, didn't get his telephone records.
We'll get into that. We'll let this
Right.
play a little bit, and then we'll discuss that.
Okay, stop. You made note of who was on duty that night, correct?
I didn't make note. I walked by, I saw somebody sitting in the control room, and then just went about my business. I did not go into dispatch.
Oh man, he had to have a great bag on, man. He was
Stop.
shattered.
I always tell the truth.
Did you lie under oath, sir?
No, I did not.
Would you tell us if you did?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained.
I went back to West Roxbury. Could have been somewhere.
Okay. So he doesn't go into dispatch, but we do know he goes into dispatch.
Right.
Right? Okay. So 120, so 126 he pulls in, 127 he's texting, 128 he's in the police station, right? 129 he was in the dispatch talking to Goody, but not talking to Goody. And then he says he goes back, mind you, it's dry erase. So let's see what time he says he goes back to West Roxbury.
Around 20 to 2. I'm not 100% positive.
Okay, so he thinks he left at 140. Let me go put the 140 up. All right, it's dry erase, people, dry erase. Just setting a foundation. All right, so he thinks he thinks at 140. He thinks he left at 140, and when he thinks he was in West Roxbury at 140. Right?
That's pretty, wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's 9 miles, about 18 minutes.
But we do
Kansas
have a
to West Roxbury.
timestamp when that Jeep is leaving, right?
Of course, here it comes.
Oh, here we go.
So
All right.
sometime between 1:30 and 2 a.m. Is that roughly around?
Yes. Well, it was a long day. We had traveled, the traffic, it just seemed like it dragged on forever. But I think I did what I typically do after being out, having a couple.
Let me fast forward this for a minute. Yeah. Oh.
Well, you missed that one.
I did. You know why? I was at the board. Let me back up for a minute, okay? Because there's more to this 126 that I want to get into. So 126 he pulls in, right? I know, I'm all over the place. I don't even have Adderall. So if you're watching, okay, the pickup truck right next to his Jeep, right above that pickup truck, is a vehicle that he does move, okay? I obviously wasn't paying attention about a couple minutes ago to ask a question about this.
Okay, stop. You made
Right?
note of who was on duty that night, correct?
I didn't make note. I walked by, I saw somebody sitting in the control room and then just went about my business. I did not go into dispatch.
Stop.
I always tell the truth.
Did you lie under oath, sir?
No, I did not.
Would you tell us if you did?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained.
I went.
Oh, mother of all, you know, I'm going to have to apologize to you. You guys are going to have to take my word for this here. I have edited this film, I don't know how many times. And right at this point was when he came out of the police station. Like
All
6
that
minutes
video is
later.
gone? You had it.
No, you know what? Actually,
I think if you go a little further.
Watch. No. If I go back to another one, let me see. If I go back to yesterday's, I think it's in yesterday's, the one I edited. Let me double check here.
Yeah.
Let me,
While you're checking, I want to tell Space Coast. I saw your question. If I get a chance, I'm gonna answer that question about the geofence.
Let me pull this up. Let me see if this is yeah, go ahead, Eric. Yep, it's in this one right here.
Who testifies under oath that they always tell the truth? Never told a lie in his life.
That was Higgins. Oh yeah. See? Good thing I have it. Good thing I saved. Good thing I saved yesterday.
15 minutes, approximately 15, 20 minutes before I did, or maybe a little more.
Thank you.
Okay.
Stop. Did you? Okay, stop.
All right. So 126
Arrival.
Right? 127. He's texting. We don't know what phone he's texting on, and we will get into that in a minute. Right? 128. He goes, there he is, walking into the police station, and there he is texting. He turns around, he's texting, right? He goes into the station at 128.
Okay, stop.
Right?
Yes, sir.
There he is.
The time is
1:28.
1:28:16 a.m.
Okay, and if we could just continue playing this video. Stop. Now, if you could take a look at the time now.
So he's in there for a minute.
Okay, what's that time?
1:29:42
All right, 1:29
a.m.
That in.
And if we can go ahead and go
It's
forward.
1:40. We're gonna have to adjust.
Is it still playing, Mr. Wolk? If we could take a look at the time one more time.
Now it's, you want me to say it?
Yes, sir.
1:34:12 a.m.
And
the time difference from what was displayed is approximately 6 minutes, yes.
Okay.
So he went upstairs for 6 minutes, grabbed his keys.
Pause. Does it appear from this video that the person has anything in his hand?
I'm sorry, can you play that again? I wasn't looking at the hand, but
Sure.
I really can't tell.
Okay.
We can. He's on the phone. He's on the phone.
There should be a pause. What do you see in that video?
It appears to be an individual wearing a black beanie hat, black dark colored sweatshirt with some design on it, and something illuminating by his face.
Can we enhance the time, please? What time is that?
It says 1:34 and 53 seconds.
Oh, there you go. So we
Does
know.
that appear to be the same person?
It could possibly be, yeah.
And does it appear as something in his hand up to his face, the right side of his face or ear?
Yes.
What do you think that is?
It's consistent with a cellular device, possibly a phone or a tablet.
Okay.
A tablet. This guy thinks that he's walking around. Higgins is walking around with a tablet. He's like, when was the last time you saw someone talking on their tablet? I know it used to be a thing. I knew people that used to do it, right?
John,
But he
this
thinks
is
that's
the
a tablet.
This is the supervisory sergeant
Yeah.
of a homicide investigation involving a Boston cop. This is ridiculous.
Sean,
Absolutely
while we're in the chat,
Yeah.
we have a lot of people that think that this was Brian Albert. This
No.
is Higgins. This
No
was
way.
Higgins wearing the
No,
same
it's-
sweatshirt as he was in the bar.
No, it's Higgins.
Yeah, this is Higgins. Albert's a little taller. This was Higgins. All right, so
No, it's definitely Higgins, no doubt.
yeah.
If we could move
And
on.
like I said, we'll get into that phone.
Play that through.
Again, phone records, this would be crucial, you know?
Okay. So on the screen, if you look just above the hood of the roof of his Jeep, you will see the vehicle that he moves. You can see the taillight lit up.
Out in the back.
Out way in the back, right?
Right.
Okay. If you look next to his Jeep, the vehicle directly next to his Jeep is his. The vehicle directly in front of that is his. Now, once again, this is just a question. If he was going to be moving that car, which we see I spliced it because it was a long period of time. We're going to see him drive off in it, right? Here he goes. There he goes. He drives off in it, goes around the bend, right? He doesn't stop right there. He goes around the bend, and we don't know where because that's the only footage we get, right?
Right.
And if in the original footage, it's a while before he comes back. Now, if he was doing what he said he was going to do and put all the cars in the middle and as tight as he could for the plows, why didn't he just put it next to the pickup truck right there in front of his Jeep?
That would make sense, right?
Yeah.
There's an open
Yeah.
spot right there.
Right. Eric, you muted yourself, so I couldn't unmute you. I didn't know if you wanted to say anything at this point.
Well, we got to remember he had been drinking all night, and
Mhm.
he may have forgotten where he was going to park that car. Maybe he parked it in the parking across from the main entrance there.
The row across from the
Yeah,
from
from
the
where you
main
would,
entrance.
where the front desk is.
Right. Yeah, no, I think so. So then he comes back. You'll see him walk in. And like I said, I edited this for time, people, because I didn't want to be going all night. And so I edited out all of his back and forths through these pickup trucks. All right. So eventually you're going to see this. Look how much time it is before he comes walking in. We don't know where he went and parked. Yeah, thank you for the lights. 510. Yeah, we got 510 watching and 212 likes. If you're enjoying yourself, give us a couple likes, please. This is probably why I edited it, because it was so long before he came back with that. Let's fast forward that a little bit. Here he is. Okay. It's going to be around. Here he is.
Pause it, please. And what do you see happening now?
The Jeep Wrangler's leaving the spot it was parked in.
And what time is it there, Mr. Yuri?
Okay, we can take that down. What do you see happening now?
There it is.
The Jeep Wrangler's leaving the spot it was parked in.
At 1:45 and 52 seconds. So can we say it's 1:46? Yeah.
Sure.
Can we say it's 1:46 that he leaves the station? So this is now the second time in which he has put himself. Remember, he said he went back. He was in West Roxbury at 1:40. He doesn't leave Canton Police Station until 1:46.
Right.
Okay. He's ahead of himself. He's a half hour to an hour ahead of himself. This is the second time.
But
there'll be
John,
more.
just real
Yeah.
quick, you have to understand, he's been prepped for his testimony. They've
He was
had this video, right?
No,
He has been prepped.
remember, they held this video. They held this video back from the first trial.
That's right.
This
You're
is
right.
the video from the second trial, right? And his testimony is from the first trial.
That's
So-
correct. All right. There you go.
Okay. So we're going to put 1:46 is when he leaves to go to West Roxbury. All right. And let me bring this one back up.
West Roxbury. Could have been somewhere around 20 or 2.
No,
I'm not 100% positive.
we know.
So sometime between 1:30 and 2 a.m., is that roughly around?
Yes. Well, it was a long day. We had traveled, the traffic, it just seemed like it dragged on forever. But I think I did what I typically do after being out, having a couple of drinks. I had something else to eat, and I believe I might have had another couple of drinks and either laid on the couch or laid on my bed. And typically I would fall asleep if I was on the couch and wake up and go into the bedroom. I don't know what location I was in at that point.
Okay, let me put something on the board. Then I got a question for both you and Eric. All right. Let's go to the board. So can we safely say now that if he left the police station, Canton Police Station, at 1:46, and it takes about 19-20 minutes to go from Canton to West Roxbury, right? You're looking at like 2:10, him getting into his apartment.
Right.
Okay.
And
Right?
this helps. This is, John, you're doing a great job. This is actually helping his timeline.
Yeah, we're just helping. Okay. So
Because when he testifies at his deposition, he's going to have all this great information. This is awesome.
So Higgins, I'm putting it up top because I was too messy. I'm going to put it up here though. Higgins in West Roxbury at 2:10 ish. How's that? Ish. All right. is an
Work.
ish. Okay. Now, he said he does what he normally does after he's been out drinking. He has a bite to eat. So
Did he say
a
that?
lot of us.
Did he say that?
Yeah. We'll go back.
Oh,
I can.
couple of drinks. He said he had a couple of drinks.
No. He said he had something to eat. Here we go. Oops. I don't want
way
that.
back.
I know. I'm almost there.
We're around 20 at 2. I'm not 100% positive.
So sometime between 1:30 and 2 a.m., is that roughly around?
Yes. Well, it was a long day. We had traveled, the traffic, it just seemed like it dragged on forever. But I think I did what I typically do after being out, having a couple of drinks. I had something else to eat, and I believe I might have had another couple of drinks. And
okay, Eric,
so he did.
You there?
So he did, right? He had another couple of drinks at the house.
Okay, Eric.
Eric's gone.
Oh, Eric's gone. Oh, you know why? He's running in the house. He probably jumped off his phone and he's running in his house. So, well, I'll ask you, because back in the days, you, Sean, you were a drinker, right?
Of course.
I am a drinker. Okay. One of the first things you do when you get home is you open the fridge. Maybe there's some leftover pizza in the fridge. Maybe there's some leftover Chinese food in the fridge. Maybe it's just some cold cuts, right? You roll up a piece of ham and cheese or turkey and cheese, right? But that's going to take you about 5 or 10 minutes.
Right.
Okay.
Then
Because
you make yourself a couple
maybe
of
you'll put it in the
drinks.
microwave. Maybe you'll put it in the microwave.
But then he makes a couple of drinks.
Well, there you go. Well, I'm going to get to that.
Right.
Okay. What was his drink of choice?
Jameson and ginger.
Okay. If he was drinking a Jameson and ginger versus me drinking my Pricks and cider, chances to say that I'm going to finish my Pricks and cider a lot quicker than his Jameson and ginger.
I would go with that. Right.
He's not chugging a Jameson. Okay. So he gets back at 2:10-ish. He grabs a piece of a cheese roll up, right? Or some
Crackers, whatever, anything.
leftover pleasant pizza, right? Maybe he went to the
Ritz
Pleasant.
crackers and peanut butter, whatever, man. You know?
Maybe he went to the Corb or the Pleasant in West Roxbury the night before. No, he was down at that funeral. So it's not like he had really what would he have had in his fridge that was leftovers for a couple days that he would have just grabbed at? But maybe Thursday night he went down to Tony's in West Roxbury and he brought back a couple slices of pizza, right? So he has a slice of pizza. He has let's split the difference. Let's say he just had one Jameson and ginger, right? And a slice of pizza. So it's 2:10. He comes in the house. He goes to the fridge. He grabs his Jameson and ginger. You're looking
Sits
at
the table,
2:20,
watches
right?
some TV, right?
You're looking at somewhere after 2:20, 10 minutes, right?
Easily,
10 minutes.
Easily, John.
What happens, folks, the Kronks at home, at 2:22 in the morning when he's having his Jameson and ginger and his Pleasant Cafe slice of pizza? What happens?
Get the call from Brian.
And then he calls him back, right?
Right.
Oh, yeah, McDickles, poo-poo. Number 7 was way better, though. All right, so gotta go. Gotta go to the board, folks. Gotta go to the board. All right, going to the board. All right. Brian calls him. Right? I don't know. It's probably right here. This is probably Brian call. Oh no, this was the 1:45 Jen leaving. This is the Caitlin leaves. All right. This is Higgins getting to West Roxbury. Right? And then here it is. Here's Brian butt dials. And then here, directly with it, is Higgins butts him back. Okay? Brian butts him, he butts him back. How's that? All right?
Right.
There's the 222.
Hey, not only that, John, right?
Yeah.
He butts it to answer. He butts it to hang up. And he butts it to turn his phone off.
Now, I have another quiz for the people at home since Eric bailed on us. Do you for the folks looking at the Canton Chronicle timeline tracking board, do you notice that there's another purple line right next to Brian's butt dial? That was at 222. What do you think the next event would have been right after the 222 butt dials? And it's not on Higgins' side of the board. It's on another person's side of the board.
Would that be the color orange?
That would be the color orange. There you go. There you go, Sheila. You guys got it. Here's the 227 horse long. Right there. There you go. Ooh, we're gonna have to move that. Wait a minute. We're gonna have to move over a little. We're running out of board here. Don't worry, I have another board. Because we're not even into the morning yet. All right, let's keep going here. Let's bring that video back.
And either laid on the couch or laid on my bed. And typically I would fall asleep if I was on the couch and wake up and go into the bedroom. I don't know what location I was in at that point.
Do you recall what it was that awoke you on that morning?
I mean, for lack of better words, my phone, both my work and my personal phones were blowing up. They were going off.
Wow.
Probably around 6:30-ish.
Okay.
Both phones.
You know, I'm going to have to go put up 6:30 and once again, dry erase people because he thinks it's at 6:30. Now, could it be that one of his phones was going off at 6:30? Yes. And we're going to get into that, Sean. We're going to get into maybe one is, right?
Well, I'm focused on the fact that both his phones were blowing up. Who else knew?
Both of his phones. Yes.
Circle.
Right. So at 6:30, this is his 6:30. This is his 6:30. 6:30 Berkey. That's his 6:30 Berkey right there. Okay. Now, let's finish what he wants to say before he gets to the police station.
Well, I think first it was Chief Berkowitz and then Brian Albert.
And you mentioned first it was Chief Berkowitz. Did you answer the chief's call at that time?
No.
And was that abnormal for the chief to be calling you at that time of day?
No, he's an early riser, and typically when he was working, again, we also had a friendship. So I just kind of blew, like, why are you calling me this early? Kind of just blew it off. But then when I saw Brian Albert calling me, like, that kind of caused me some concern.
Okay. You want to get into this or you want me to start?
You could start.
Okay.
You want me to, I just have one comment, right? I know from my personal experience. Hey, Eric.
Right? Hey, guys.
I know from my I know Berkey was not his supervisor, but he was the chief of police, right?
Uh-huh.
And if allegedly something nefarious happened at 34 Fairview, if I'm Higgins, I'm saying, I want to talk to my boy first before I talk to anyone in law enforcement, no matter if it's my friend, whatever. So,
okay.
To me personally, that makes sense that he would not talk to.
So
Berkey
you're
first.
saying that there's a possibility that one of his phones was blowing up and it was Berkey at 6:30, but he didn't want to call him back until he heard from Brian.
That's exactly what I would do. I would say, hey, I want to get to my compadre and see what the hell's going on.
Well, let me ask you this then. Was Berkey calling him as a friend, like he just said, or was Berkey calling him for official business? And was Berkey calling him on his work phone, or was Berkey calling him on his personal phone?
A couple of points. If Berkey's up making phone calls at 6:30, there is no doubt that Berkey knew exactly what had unfolded at 34 Fairview. He knew there was a dead body at 34 Fairview.
Let me stop you right there then.
No doubt.
So if Berkey woke up and somebody did the right thing in the department and pushed it right up the chain,
It's by
right?
policy.
He pushed it right up the chain. And Berkey gets up and he leaves his house and he's driving up Pleasant Street, right? And they said, hey, something's going on down at 34 Fairview. There was just John O'Keefe, they just took him to the hospital. Two questions. If Berkey's heading that way, why did he go back to the police station? And if he was such a hands-on chief, why didn't he go straight down to 34? And secondly, if he was calling John O'Keefe, if he was calling what's his name there, Kevin from South Boston, if he was calling Higgins, wouldn't he be calling him in a professional in capacity? And if he's calling him on his work phone, right? That's official business that he was calling on, not as a friend.
I don't know well, see, the problem is we don't know because we don't have any phone records, but Ken should have Berkey's phone records.
You know who else would? That's absolutely right. Berkey, in his contract, all right, the town paid for his phone. So those phone records are
Public
property of the town.
Right.
They could have gotten Berkey's phone records,
right?
Because they're property of the town. It's in his contract. So if the taxpayers are paying for it, you should be able to get it.
Well, here's the thing. AT&T, T-Mobile, Sprint, whatever you have, right? They keep those records for many, many years.
Yes, they do.
They're all salvageable.
Yep. Now, here's another question. If Berkowitz was calling him in a professional capacity and he was calling him on Higgins's work phone, wouldn't the government have those records too?
Absolutely. No doubt.
Okay.
And who's to say that Higgins wasn't talking to Berkey when he was at the parking lot of the police department?
What's to say Berkey wasn't at some point down at 34?
I heard he was, but this just I'm rumor mill.
Yeah, but these
Listen,
are just. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Knowing Berkey the way I know him, right? Yep. Micromanager. There's no way in hell he did not show up at that crime scene in the morning. There's no way. Ask any cop. There's no way the chief of police, especially with the death of a Boston cop in your town, he's showing up.
Hands-on chief.
Showing up.
Yeah.
If he was on medical leave, was he supposed to even be involved?
Well, I mean, listen, there was reports that he was always coming in and out. There is, I'm telling you right now, there is no way he would not have showed up that morning. No way.
Right.
And the two phones, the work phone versus his personal phone, he went down to the military base to destroy one of them. I got to assume it was the personal phone, not
the personal.
We're not there yet, Eric.
Sorry,
you're
I'm
jumping
just
ahead and
catching up. I'm doing
Eric,
what I do.
Now you're being like G.I. Josie and jumping ahead, Eric. You're jumping
John,
ahead.
by the way, speaking of phones blowing up,
yeah,
you're not going to believe the strange people that are watching this show tonight. I got them all here, buddy.
Oh, are they texting you?
Oh God, they are.
Of course, I know. I'll look at mine. I'll look at mine in a little bit. Although
some very strange people.
Listen, there is SK27 I received, and it will be up tonight. It'll be on the show tonight. Thank you, SK27.
Scott's a great guy.
Yeah.
Great guy. Very talented.
Let's go back to the to Kevin from South Boston.
Because I'm like, why is he calling me? He was out with me all day yesterday. We both had the same long day. I was concerned at that point.
In between that first,
I'm sure you were.
The second time that the police came back to your house, who, if anyone, did you call or notify in regard to the situation that was going on in front of you?
I called Brian Higgins.
So you answer the phone.
Okay, so the question was, for folks at home that didn't hear Lally, the question was, in between the first time the police were in your house and the second time the police were in your house, who did you call? And he called Brian Higgins. I got to go to the board, and I'm going to use blue for no, I got purple. We'll use purple for Brian. We know that the police were in his house for 20 minutes. Lank was in there from 6:40 to 7, and then the police were outside doing the leaf
Hold on
blowing.
real quick. So he
Yep.
just said, I've been with Brian all day.
Yep.
It wouldn't make sense he would call me. Well, hey, Brian Higgy, he called you at 2:22. You weren't concerned about that either?
No.
Come on.
So we're going to use the decorated purple. All right. Thank you, Classy Clippy. And it's going to be sometime after 7, but before 9. So 7:30. So once again, Higgins thinks it's 6:30. His phones are blowing up. But we now know from Brian, he called him immediately after Lank left the house. While they're outside leaf blowing, he's calling Higgins. So it's around 7:30 is when he calls Higgins. Now, this is because here's the thing. Folks, here you go. You hear it again. I was wrong. I was wrong for over a year thinking that Higgins was there at 7, and how dare people not see him? And I can't believe that they let him walk right by 5 cops. Right? And nobody saw him, and he was in the house. He wasn't. He wasn't called until 7:30 by Brian. So let's put this Brian. I got to put Brian up on the so Brian is about 7:30, calls Higgins. All right, Higgins, you're off by a half hour, 45 minutes again. You're still off, and you're going to keep being off, but we'll get to that too.
But you're helping him. This is
we're helping. We're
for the
helping.
depositions. For the deposition, John.
Right.
Don't erase this live tonight. He needs
Oh,
this
we
for the
won't. I haven't erased
deposition.
any of it.
Oh.
Yes.
So you receive a call from him and you have some sort of conversation, correct?
Yes.
Now, prior to that, from the time that you got home to the time that you answered this call from Brian Albert, do you recall having any phone calls or conversations with anybody during that time period?
No. I got dressed and went right over to the house at 34 Fairview.
And if you know about what time or so was it that you arrived back at 34 Fairview late that morning?
Maybe a little after 7. I don't recall. Maybe a police car. I don't remember.
Okay. So this is where we can adjust the timeline for Higgy baby. Okay. You're off an hour. You've been off an hour all night. Right? They called you at 7:30. You headed over. We know now. He says he saw one police car, maybe. There's no way he would have gotten there at 7 and only seen one police car, because he would have seen Gallagher was there leaf blowing. Well, not leaf blowing yet, but from 7 to 7:30, Gallagher was taking pictures of everything. You had Mulaney at one end moving his car, Sarif at the other end, and Lank and Gallagher. So you had 4 vehicles, and you had a 5th one in Goody, but Goody did leave for a little bit to go get the leaf blower. So if Brian came between 7 and 7:50, he would have seen all of the action. He didn't. He only saw one vehicle, which coincides with Brian calling him at 7:30, him heading over for 8, because we know half hour from West Roxbury back to Canton, and the fact that all the Canton cops were gone at 8 o'clock. So he got there sometime after 8.
So John, when Berkowitz called Higgy at 6:30, Brian hadn't called him around that time either?
One more time?
Okay, he just said that Berkowitz called him around 6:30, and he didn't take it.
Right.
And then he said Brian Albert called him around the same time, and he took that call.
Well, he thought so. Yeah. Remember, he's fuzzy.
All right, so
Yeah, but what
would have
time?
been great to have the.
What
Would
time
have
did
been great
Brian
to have the
Albert call?
telephone calls.
Brian Albert called him after the Canton police left his house the first time and before the second time. So it would
Wow.
have been after 7:30 that he called.
Okay.
And if we had the records, we would have known. Off the couch, you've always wanted to line up the time of digital and physical. Here it is. Yeah. Can you read it? Can you dig it? Great. That was a great movie, huh? Can you dig
But do you
it?
see, John? Do you see how crucial telephone toll records are? We wouldn't be doing this if they had the actual telephone of all the witnesses.
Gallagher's truck wasn't. No, Lank had the pickup truck. So were you saying Gallagher and Lanks weren't, and then the other 2, 3 were? Because we know Goody was in a police vehicle. We know Sarif had a police vehicle. We know Mulaney had a police vehicle.
Right.
So, right. But either way, if for him to only see one, maybe a police vehicle, and nothing else, would have been after they did everything that they did, and would have been after he called. So we have to adjust. We have to adjust the hot, crazy access to be sometime after 7:30. Okay, and it gets and it keeps going. It keeps on going, people. Right? It's that hot, crazy matrix. I'm telling you.
Brian, I saw Nicole. Brian Jr. may have popped in and out of the same kitchen area that I was in before. Jen and Matt McCabe. And then a short time later, Julie Albert showed up.
Okay. He's there a short time before Julie. And we're going to see Julie in a minute. But he saw Brian Jr. So it's, and this is where it gets fuzzy for me too, because I've gone through this over and over and over all week, and I still can't figure it out. And I think it's because Brian Jr., he's all messed up on his times. I think Brian Jr. was told, stay in your room as long as you can. And because his times are don't help anyone at all. So let's continue on.
And Julie Albert, when she showed up, what, if anything, did you observe her to have with her when she showed up?
Like box of donuts or muffins or something like that.
He didn't have any.
If you know about what time was it?
You know how I know Higgy didn't have any?
Oh.
Because he says it was a box of donuts or muffins. If he had one, he would have known he ate a muffin or he ate a donut.
Right.
He didn't have them. He just knows that a box of donuts or muffins came.
He just had that old stale pizza the night before.
He did right. He just had that.
He wasn't hungry.
Pleasant pizza. And yeah, Eric, you missed the whole Jameson and ginger talk. But
I was ready too, but work got in my way again.
You were transferring from your vehicle to your studio down at the viaduct.
Oh yeah, and I got an iPhone that had 60% when I left work, and man, StreamYard ate that up like it was nothing.
Yeah. And you're driving. You're traveling. So
I was traveling, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And folks, we're not going to get it all right. There's a lot of issues. If there's a lot of issues with them, there's going to be a lot of issues with us, right? So just putting it out there.
One of the questions that I have is, they called the state police in the morning.
Yep.
Would anybody know roughly what time that might have been? I want to say it was before 7 o'clock.
When you say they,
Canton police called state police.
Yeah.
In the morning. I don't remember exactly what time, but I remember them saying at that point it wasn't known whether
around 6:35.
Would he have called without talking to Berkey first?
Right.
Lank?
Yes.
Listen, by policy, they got to call the chief. Now, Helena was the acting chief. She's down in where? Mansfield? Where's she at?
Norfolk. No, she's in.
Norfolk. All right,
she's in-
same thing. Listen, Berkey's the guy. All those guys were Berkey's guys. They were definitely calling him. Last thing you want to do is not tell a guy like Berkey you have a dead Boston cop in Yorktown. It doesn't. I'm telling you, they had it. They definitely called him.
If he was reaching out to Higgins at that hour in the morning, knowing full well that there was
He
something
knew.
going on at 34 Fairview, I'm just curious as to why they would get the state police involved so early.
Because of the nature of the
Correct.
the offense. I mean, it was a unattended death. They don't have the
But
resources. They have to hand it over.
At that point, they didn't know it was a death.
True.
Right.
But the wheels were in motion.
Mm.
All right, let's hear what Brian Jr. has to say.
Later on that morning of the 29th.
I can't recall the exact time. I'd say maybe, I know previous testimony I may have said earlier, but I don't believe it was that early. I would say 7:30, 8 a.m.
Did you hear that? Previous testimony, I think I came down earlier, but now I think I came down later, and it's 7:30, 8 a.m. So he either testified in a federal grand jury or a state grand jury, because
Right.
this is the first trial, right? And he thought he came down earlier. And then he moves, he's adjusting his timeline to 7:30, 8 o'clock. Right?
Right.
8 o'clock works for Higgins, but it's before Auntie Julie gets there. And 8 o'clock works for Jen and Matt being at the house.
Right.
Right? So let's continue on.
What was it that woke you up that morning?
My dad had knocked on my door. I just threw on some clothes and I went downstairs into the main first floor of the house. I went down there. It was my mom, my dad, my auntie Jen, and my uncle Matt.
But no Higgins. It's just those four, right?
Right.
So it's before Higgins gets there. So it could have been 7:30, 8 o'clock before Higgins gets there. Right?
And about how long were you down in that area of the home?
I would say the first time I went down there, I would say I was down there for maybe 15 minutes.
Okay, so he was down there 15 minutes before Higgins gets there, and he goes back to his room.
Sure.
So that's how he misses Higgins, right? We're
just
still
wondering-
okay with that,
I'm
right?
just wondering, when Lank was doing the initial interview when he first went in,
Yep.
was Brian Jr. a part of that interview also?
He didn't say so, but Lank went in at 6:40 with Jen and Brian, and well, maybe that's what
Nicole.
he meant. Maybe that's what he meant the first time. And the first time he testified
Right.
could have been the first time.
Right.
But he didn't say he saw any police. He just said he came down and just saw those four. So
Right.
So, well, yes, I went back up into my room after I was down there the first time, and then I came back downstairs. And at that point, there was no one there besides me and my parents.
The second time?
the second time he came down,
wow,
he only saw him and his parents. He never saw Julie, never saw Chris, never saw Higgins. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Let's continue on.
And that second or subsequent time that you came downstairs that morning, do you know about how long it was after the first time?
I would say maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours, maybe.
So he stays downstairs for an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Okay.
So, okay. So if he goes downstairs, let's say 8 o'clock, 8 to 8:15, goes back upstairs, misses Higgins, right? Comes back down 2 hours later, 10:15, right? I gotta put that on the board. Somewhere between 10 and 10:30, he comes back down, right? We'll give him a half hour. We'll give him a half hour window. You good with that? All right.
Yeah.
Let's use so his half hour window is anywhere. Actually, let's give him. Yeah, we'll give him 10 to 10:30. That he comes back downstairs, and only sees his mother and father. All right, hold on. So Brian Jr. 10 to 10:15, second time downstairs. Okay? Remember that. We got to remember that. That's why it's on the whiteboard. Okay? Here we go.
By the way, John.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your travel time back and forth is amazing.
I know. I'm getting faster and faster, huh?
I believe that when I went downstairs the first time, the donuts and the card were there already, so I had known that she had come by and dropped them off for me.
That's where the problem is. There's no way for him to have come down the first time because she didn't get there till 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Right. You're helping this
So-
kid out for a timeline too, John. This is great.
I'm helping him. And I don't know how much he had to
We're
drink
gonna
at
have
the
to call
table.
you the timeline daddy.
I don't know how much he had to drink. It was his birthday. There was some White Claws, so maybe it was a little White Claws, and he's changed it the first time. First he thought it was 6:30. Now he thinks it's 7, right? We gave him all the way to 8, and he still thinks the donuts are there. So you know what? Maybe it was some drinking, trauma, all of the excitement, and that's why he forgot some things.
Right.
Okay, let's keep going.
Did you physically actually see your Aunt Julie on that particular morning?
No, I didn't see her then.
Thank you so much.
Do you remember this?
That's crucial right there.
That's a driveway that's missing his car that she goes to put the donuts in. That for 3 years, this is what I've been saying for 3 years. I've been harping on it, and nobody could care less about where Brian Jr.'s car is.
Now, John, what time was this photo taken?
7 a.m. taken by Gallagher.
All right, so the car that Aunt Julie is going to drop off the donuts in the car at 8:30.
Yep.
Is not there at 7 o'clock.
Correct. And for people that are saying maybe it's to the right of the picture, no, because Gallagher took 3 pictures that we saw, and in all 3 pictures, there's 2 other angles of the driveway. There's no other car in that driveway. I've been saying it for 3 years.
So
where do you think the car was?
I don't know. I'm not trying to do that. I'm trying to help Higgins with his timeline.
This is timeline, but we have
right.
We have no car there, and then it
No.
appears at 8:30.
Yeah, like I
Wow.
said, I'm here to help Higgins tonight. I'm not here to solve a case. I'm here. I'm here
No
for the decorated
accusations.
dude.
No spitballing, John. We're gonna
No
say
accu-
it.
no
We're here for the
accusations, right?
decorated dude, and that's it.
Right.
Here we go.
I opened my car door. I got out to walk to the car in front of me to leave the donuts and card inside my nephew Brian's car.
What time was this that you got there?
8:39. I'll put it on the board.
8:30, 9 o'clock.
How long were you at your brother and sister-in-law's house that night?
Probably about half hour, 40.
Okay. Remember, we're giving Junior the window, at least a half an hour window of when he came downstairs the second time, right? Julie gets there between 8:30 and 9 o'clock. Higgins is there, right?
Right.
Brian Jr. never saw Higgins, but we know Higgins is there because we know Higgins is there when Lank gets there,
Lincoln Gallagher, right?
which is at 9, right?
Ish.
And she stays there for a half hour, 45 minutes. Okay? She just said half hour, 45 minutes.
Right.
So let's split it somewhere between, I don't know, what do you want to pick? 8:30, 8:45?
Yeah, split the difference.
All
8:45.
right, so that means she's at the house until 9:15, right?
Right. But hold on.
Yeah.
But hold on.
Yeah.
But Brian Jr. came down to get the card and the donuts, right? It would make sense.
She had already been there. He never saw Julie. Remember? Brian Jr. never sees Julie.
Well, that's what he's saying. But
That's what he thinks.
I
Right.
come with donuts and a card. I want to see my nephew.
Well, he didn't see her.
Okay.
He remembers his Auntie Jen, not his Auntie Julie.
Right. I know. All right.
All right. So she stays there a half hour, 45 minutes. So let's say she's there until 9:15 before she leaves to go get chicken palm. So let's put 9:15 on the board. Hold on.
Okay.
She's there till 9:15. All right. She's still there. Okay. All right. Let's keep going.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
You got mad at me the other day because I said plevin, and now you're using chicken palm.
I apologize.
Just saying.
I apologize.
All right. You don't have to
Hey,
apologize.
you know what? Here's
I'm
the
just
difference.
asking.
Hey, Eric, here's the difference. Kevin is not a political figure.
Oh,
Chris
so
is.
you
Chris is a political figure. That's free game.
So I'm in trouble for calling.
He's not a political figure.
Yeah. All right.
Well, he is. Here's the thing, though. You could call him that because he is a content creator. He puts himself out there just like we put ourselves out there. So you got to take the good with the bad. So when people come after me, and if they want to call me names, they can call me names. Right? They want to call me They want to call me, right? If they want to call me a big fat piece of crap, they can. Okay.
You'd have to come to Washington Street,
Just remember, John,
in the center of town for that.
The camera puts on 10, 15 pounds. So come on.
Let's just say that. Let me get that. I got to get that. Yeah. Where are we? We're at 9:15 now, right? Here we go.
And where did you go from there?
I went home to wake my husband up to let him know what had happened.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point after you go
She
home,
couldn't have called him from the house.
where did
She couldn't have called him from the house and said, "Hey, I just got over here with the donuts. You'll never believe what happened."
Exactly.
She had to drive back and tell him, "Dude, get up. We got to go back."
In a blizzard. In a blizzard.
Yeah. And she's the one driving, not him.
you and your husband go?
We went back to I woke up my husband, told him what had happened, and we went back to Fairview.
How long did you stay?
And so the second time that you had gone back to Fairview,
Mhm.
how long a period of time were you there that time?
I would say probably half hour.
Okay. So 9:15, she leaves to go get Chris, right? 5 minutes. We know, Eric, we know from the Cronkbuster, Fairview to Maple is 4 minutes, right? Let's add 2, 6 minutes, right? 6 minutes from Fairview to Maple, right? Goes inside, grabs Chris. He didn't brush his teeth. He just jumped in the car. So let's give him 5 minutes to go downstairs, right? And then another 6 back. 6 and 6 is 12, and another 5, right? 18 minutes, and she's back at the house, right? 9:15, let's say 15 minutes, 15, 18, 9. So there's 9:30. She's back at the house at 9:35, 9:40, 9:40.
Right.
And she said she's there for a half hour, right? That means her and Chris are back at the house till 10 o'clock.
Easily.
Right?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
They're there until 10. Right? She's there till 10.
Well, let's not also forget that Yuri signed off on a report that said that they were at 34 Fairview after the waterfall as well.
Yeah, true. Right.
Now,
by that timeline, it still works that they could have she could have gone home, got Chris, put him in the car, brought him back, stayed the half hour, and still left before Brian Jr. came back down between 10 and 10:15. It works. It works, folks. Look at that. You know who's going to love this? The Forensic Four. I agree that worked, Forensic Four.
I think they should critique this on their next show.
Yeah, they won't.
I mean, come on, we're
I think
trying to
all
help.
of them except for-
Maybe
all of them
we should
except
do
for
a
one of them.
collab and have the two shows do it together.
All of them except for one have blocked me. Here we are. This is the
Who blocked you?
Llama, Tuesday, and Julie Carpenter. I don't know the other. That's horrible that I keep forgetting on the fourth one. And she's like that one person in the sitcom that you never remember. I feel bad. That's horrible.
Is that the one that looks like Jodi Arias?
I don't even know who Jodi Arias is.
Jodi Arias. Forget it. Never mind.
All right, let's go back to Julie. We got to go back to Julie. Hold on. And play.
Mr. Higgins, what time did you leave Brian Albert's house?
It would have been, I believe, when Sergeant Lank arrived, and I think Lieutenant Gallagher might have been with him.
Did you see Mr. Higgins at any point in time during the time that you were at Fairview Road that morning?
Yes.
And what about with that?
That would have been shortly after 9 a.m.
Direct 92339, that shows that you were granted access to the Sally Port to front exit, front entry to Sally Port, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So we know he was at Fairview until about 9:15-ish, because he swiped his card at 9:23. 9:16. You know what I'm saying? He was there till 9:16. So again, that does coincide with Brian Jr. being up in his room, not seeing the decorated dude. It's Jammy Jams. That's her name, Jammy Jams. There you go. So that works. So okay. So basically, and we're done with our timeline, but there's one more thing we're going to get into, and Sean, you know, you're gonna this is your thing in a minute, but
Okay.
But we saw 3 times in the timeline that if we just kind of pushed him back from a half hour to an hour, everything coincides with him being in the house from 12:10. Well, no, sorry. Everything coincides with him being on the property from 12:10 to 1:20. He was there the whole time. He was there with the Alberts, the McCabe's, with Julie Nagel, and Sarah Levinson.
Which would be the critical time frame.
Correct. The second thing is he was off with his time going to the police station. He was off with his time going to West Roxbury, and he was off with his time at what time in the morning he was called, all by a half hour. If you adjust for what everybody else's, whether it's their cell phone records or their testimony seeing him lined up with everything else, he was there the whole time.
Correct. Right.
You think he got the timeline right during the proffer?
How do we know he had a proffer?
Because Davey Annetti said in open court in one of the motion hearings that
Okay.
during Brian Higgins's proffer, he said A, B, C, and D. And I do have one little, since we're talking about proffer, we're getting off the little subject here. But did you know that during the Brian Walsh hearing, Larry Tifton was given some discovery that also noted that Brian Tully had some type of an agreement with the federal U.S. Attorney's Office in Boston. Now, they said it was an NDA agreement. I can assure you the federal government does not give NDAs to non-government employees. What they do give them is proffers or a non-prosecution agreement. And I showed you that document, right, John?
Yeah.
So that was March of 2024. So that means that Brian Tully took a visit, some kind of conversation with the feds down at Uncle Joe's house, in which he was given some kind of an agreement to protect him. Now, if it was in a proffer agreement, anything he said could be utilized to further other investigations or develop other leads. That's critical.
Wow. Yeah.
Sorry, dear. Just since proffer was
Yeah.
in
It was in, yeah, no, it's fine.
And Tully's eligible for a proffer with the feds. Am I misreading that?
Everyone who has liability can walk into any prosecutor's office in the federal government and say, listen, I want to clear the air. coming on a lot of heat here. I want to clear the air. And they generally say, and I've done it millions of times, they'll say, okay, we will provide you a proffer, which basically says that anything you tell us today or during the course of this duration of this proffer, we will maintain confidential. We won't use anything you say against you, but we can develop leads or investigate other crimes based on your testimony. And in fact, if you lie to us, okay, and we find that out, we can prosecute you for that. So
what do you think so Kamahama said that they FOIA'd the FBI for Higgins's proffer. They responded to me today and they wouldn't what? Give you an answer?
yeah,
They
because a proffer, that's one of these little sanctimonious type things where it's unless they're prosecuted, unless they lie, it can be used against them. There's a 1-day agreement. Okay. Yeah. It's a 1-day agreement. It's called Queen for the Day.
So, Kamahama, are you saying that they responded in that it was a 1-day agreement, or that they wouldn't give you the answer to your FOIA request?
I think that 1-day agreement means it's Queen for the Day.
It says in a comment up, it says, Sean, it's a 1-day NDP, a 1-day non-prosecution agreement.
There you go. Right.
Wow.
So there you go. Very good, Comic-Con. I always get your name
well
wrong.
done.
Thank you. Well done. So
guys,
that's
go ahead. Yeah.
So that's pretty compelling.
Yep.
And guess who else got that information?
Who's that?
Andrea Campbell's office. They were provided that information.
Keep in mind that 1-day agreement was for Tully, not Higgins.
That was for Tully, right?
Wow.
And it was in March of 2020. So
what did Tully want to clear his conscience?
Well, here's the thing. What was going on in March of 2024? Okay. It was prior to this trial 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's prior to trial 1.
Yeah. I got to get through a couple of these because
sure, go ahead.
I lumped these together, and I
real quick before you start.
Yeah, go ahead.
Space Coast, my neighbor on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Regarding the geofence data. Okay, this is critical. Mm-hmm. One of my trips up to Canton, okay, during the summer and fall, I was told, Sean, do you know how they corrected Caitlin Albert's departure from 34 Fairview? I said, I don't think it was ever determined. I mean, I know there was word that she said she left at 12:15. Okay. Well, they said this person was beautiful. They said, okay, Tricia Morris, very close friend of this person, said the FBI approached him and said, why was your phone outside 34 Fairview at 2:15 in the morning of January 29th? So Space Coast and everyone out there, trust me, the feds have the geofence data, because that's how Caitlin had to correct her time frame and say that she was the last one to leave because they caught Tricia Morris's phone outside 34.
Outside, so that's why she left early to Tristan came and picked her up. Yeah.
Right. And
Makes
why?
sense.
And so here's the other thing. If everything was hunky-dory, why would she say I left at 12:15 when she knows she didn't? If everything was all
right,
a bed of roses, nothing to see here.
Yep. So, all right.
Go ahead.
Sherry. So,
sorry about that, buddy.
No. It's fine. And I got to get, because, so here's the thing. I'm not like other shows. We're not like other shows. We get caught up in, guys, I worked all week on trying to put all the times together so that I was issues. So that I wasn't completely wrong, that I was in the ballpark with all these times, because all their times are, trust me, unless it's the screenshot, unless it's the phone records, all of the times are issues, right? it's wishy-washy.
Sure.
So, I'm just going by what, the closed circuit TV. And so I've been working on this all week, and, we sometimes we get excited, and, Eric had, his issues tonight, and, you lose the camera, you bring the camera back on. I'm not as involved in the chat as other shows are. Other shows, it's usually a one-person show, and they're talking and they're watching the chat nonstop. I'm wearing these stupid glasses that, I'm of the age now that I got to wear these glasses. So I wasn't watching the chat as much as I should have.
Yes.
So I want to go through a couple of these.
Yes. Yes to that. Yes to that nugget. Yes.
We'll come back to it.
All right.
All right. I got G.I. Josie's. Sherry D, one of our top pronks. Papa Sean, aka Agent Sean. John and Eric, what amazing panel man. Thank you, Sherry D. Thank you for the $5. Then freaking Sherry D gifted 10 Canton Chronicle membership.
Wow, nice,
right?
Sherry.
And then I think I know Eric. I've heard this guy before. I don't know. The name sounds familiar.
Legendary.
That's not who we think it is it? Anyways,
it is. It is.
His donation to Morrissey not running again party. Hi, Sean. See you in February. Get DJ. Hey now.
Hey John.
DJ
See that little that little thing behind my shoulder there? That purple.
Yeah.
That's a little place on the Bayfront. We're gonna meet there, Gary and I.
Yeah, we'll give this
probably Billy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Harry D. Again, Agent Sean. Do
Yes.
you see Waterfall Lily? That's for you, not
yeah.
for me.
So Sherry, at the beginning, and now I've always given Lily all the props on this because she was the one that got that waterfall video. I think at the beginning of the show, I gave her that credit, right? Before anyone had that video.
I can't remember the last
It
5
was
minutes.
Lily, True Crime Kangaroo had it. And I've talked to Lily many, many times.
Well, Sean,
Yes.
speaking of which, True Crime Kangaroo.
Oh, there she is.
Great to see your face.
There she is. Hey, Lily.
All right. So for those people that sent those super chats and for a tribute to let's group it. Here we go.
Whoa, look at that! An amazing Crunk sending us a super chat! That deserves a Crunk dance!
Thank you to those. And thank you to all the people that have been in the chat all along too. I promise I will get better at trying to read the chats. But like I said, tonight I have so many numbers in my head. Wait till you see my cheat board. Okay. I don't just Studio B. Okay. I got other things. We'll show you at the end. So, we'll just, and Bama girl. Thank you for your great show tonight. You're late coming in. Well, we're not done yet. We're not done yet. We got a little Yuri to get to now. We got a little Yuri to get to, and I got to pull this up. Real quickly. Let me see if I can do that right now because hopefully SK27 is still in the chat watching. So let me see if I can. Hopefully I have it. Let's see if it downloaded. Reset. Did it come up? No, it didn't. Huh. I wonder why. Why don't you guys talk among yourselves for a minute there, you two?
Do I have time to give that nugget?
Oh, give the nugget.
Okay. All right. So anyways, I went to my 50th high school reunion in Canton at the American Legion.
Yep.
And a wife of a guy I went to school with came up to me and said, her and a couple of her friends were at the hillside, on the 28th of January,
Mhm.
and they were approached by Brian Albert and Brian Higgins. And there was some small talk back and forth, and Brian Higgins seemed to be kind of interested in this one particular lady, okay? And they were both Brian and Brian invited the ladies down to the waterfall. This one woman said, the storm's coming. I got to make sure all my blower's ready, and my husband is working or something like that. And he said, "Hey, give me your number, and I'll come by tomorrow and plow your driveway." Okay. Now that was given to me verbally. So one thing you see with people when they have consciousness of guilt, they try to clean themselves off, right? You see this in my job where you meet a guy, you're going to negotiate for whatever, all right? And they go off and do things to clean themselves off, okay? Because they don't want to have any type of heat on them or whatever. Well, Brian Higgins did plow this woman's driveway. I saw video evidence of it with the white Jeep and the plow at about 2:00 in that afternoon. Yet he deviates from the Canton PD station. Brian goes off and does some, but then he goes right back into the station right around 4:30, 5:00, right? We had the key swipes going in. Anyways, like I said,
so it does coincide. It does coincide with in the first trial when Alan Jackson reads all of his key swipes in and out through wherever he was. There was a short period of time where he was gone for lunch. Let's say he was gone. He was out because it shows him leaving and it shows him coming back.
Well, so I can tell you right now, I saw the video.
It would fall in line with the timing of him doing that.
Right. And like I said, I mean, it could be something, could be nothing. I just know in my own experience, guys try to clean themselves off, after something happens, before something happens, they try to act as normal as they possibly can to deflect any attention.
Yeah.
And like I said, that's my experience.
Hey, Sean.
Yes.
Let me pull this down for a minute. And let's do this.
Listen, mofo Muppet man. This is the Muppet you will use going forward, not the red one.
Wow. Scott noticed.
Listen, mofo Muppet man. This is the Muppet you will use going forward, not the red one.
That's great.
Classic.
We can't use the red one no more. All right. We were told not to use the red one anymore.
The extraction that Brian Higgins provided was a forensics extraction of his communications with Mr. O'Keefe and Karen Reed. We had Mr. O'Keefe's phone and we had Karen Reed's phone, so we can verify and confirm that those text message communications were accurate, unredacted, not deleted, and were true representation of what their communications consisted of. No, I said that we had all three devices. And as I told Mr. Higgins in our interview together, I said, Brian, we have those two devices.
Meaning
if
John's
you
and Karen's.
correct.
Okay.
If there's anything deleted or altered in any way, we will have proof of it. So please make sure that you understand the magnitude of this situation. We're investigating a homicide. It needs to be accurate, and it was.
And you trusted that coming from Brian Higgins rather than simply getting abstraction from his phone. Correct? Yes.
I trusted him, yes, because we trust and verify. And after verifying, the extractions were correct.
Wow.
Before we get to the next clip, Sean. So that was back on February 2nd or 3rd in Sharon at his lawyer's office.
Right.
Because remember,
2 days after the murder.
Because remember, in the first trial, he said Sharon, and when they asked him where in Sharon, they had to go to a sidebar, and they weren't allowed to say where in Sharon. But in the second trial, we find out that he was at his lawyer's office in Sharon. It wasn't, everybody was asking, oh, was he in a rehab? Was he in this? It was his lawyer's office. He was already lawyered up. just a couple days later. So what was it, February 2nd or February 3rd is when he met with Yuri. And it was the same time that Karen was having her first court appearance.
Yeah, the second. She got arrested the first.
She got arrested the first.
second.
She's
Right.
on the second, and he's already lawyering up.
Right.
Okay.
He did his extraction
On
the
January
30th.
30th.
All right.
So he does. So he goes. So on January 29th, he's at the police station all day. Right.
Right.
The next day, he's at a kiosk pulling down all of his. Remember though, if you think back, 6:30, my phones were blowing up.
All right.
He only extracted one phone, and he only extracted information that he deemed pertinent between him and Karen, him and John.
Right. So he was smart enough to realize that in any love triangle where one of the sides of the triangle ends up dead, those two people are going to be primary suspects. Let's face it. He knew that at some point those texts were going to come out. All right. He had the presence of mind to say, holy shit, I've been kind of skipping out on John with his girlfriend. Right. Now, listen, here's the bottom line.
Sean, real quickly while I have this up, because the chat goes so fast. They don't have the SIM card. That wasn't until September or October. Right. Okay. Right. Mind you. Okay. There was an order coming down the line. The day before the order comes down the line, he's at the AT&T store or the T-Mobile store, right? Getting a new phone and a new plan. He still kept the old phone. It wasn't until a month later when he was at the Navy base when he destroyed the old phone. Everybody knows that even though it's an old phone and you don't have as long as you have internet somewhere, you can still use that phone.
Right.
If you have an internet, you can hook up to apps and hook up to stuff. So he kept that phone.
Yeah.
And then when he realized, that's when he destroyed it. So somebody in the chat was
anyways,
wasn't
on the 30th
later.
He's sweating bullets now.
Yeah.
The ether's worn off. He's sobered up. It's all coming down. He realizes, holy shit, all these little things between me and Karen, blah, 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 are going to come out.
Right.
Right. Yuri, he's a sergeant of a unit investigating the death of a Boston cop, says, allows Brian Higgins say, trust me, bro. I was in a kind of a love, I'm not going to say a love triangle, but guess what? There was incriminating information where it could say that Brian Higgins was jealous because however you want to read those texts, the bottom line is this. It doesn't look good for anyone in that chain of text. And I'm telling you right now, you talk to any homicide detective, who's the first one suspected, the spouse or the boyfriend or whatever of the victim? You up the ante by 1,000,000 times when there's a love, Jesus.
So you're saying
triangle.
So you're saying he gave him a professional courtesy.
Well, he allowed Brian Higgins to say, trust me, Yuri. This is what I got. Instead of Yuri saying, no, fuck you, pal. You're bad in this, and we gotta sweat you out over everything.
Oh, yeah, but remember when they meet him at the office, he's already got the printout. Here you go.
Right, but
here's my binder.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, either Yuri is the most incompetent guy ever, or he's corrupt. You can't look at both. You can't look at it one or the other. It's either that.
Yuri couldn't see the red flags.
Well, I mean, come on.
Or he didn't want to.
The problem is Yuri.
Either he didn't want to.
Well, Yuri and Proctor already made their decision to go at Karen.
Right.
When they should have been. Listen, I'll give them this. Okay. All right, guys. Proctor, Yuri, you focus on Karen. That you still have an obligation. And this is, any detective will tell you, you still have an obligation to exonerate. You have to eliminate any other potential suspect. Brian Higgins should have been looked at as the primary suspect, and he wasn't.
Right.
He wasn't.
He wasn't. Not and the fact that so like
And
you just watched,
the other thing, John.
hey, we have their phones. They didn't get into Karen's phone for months.
But this is where true crime Lily comes in, right? That video even more demonstrates more that he had an axe to grind with John.
Yep.
No doubt.
Yep. He was rubbing his face. Chris had to grab his arm. Matt Kelch.
But
Kelch, not Melch.
These mopes at that DA's office, I don't know what kind of experience they had. I don't know what the hell but they failed miserably in this case.
Yeah. But and we're going to get into it in a couple seconds when we continue with the video. Yuri gives Yuri put some weight to Higgins's phones, right? Let's play it back for a minute so everybody hears, right? We got to play that back. Right? Here we go. Let's play this back. Oh, what happened here? Let's get back to Yuri. All right, here we go. Let's get to
front exit, front entry to Sallyport.
Yeah.
It was a forensics extraction of his communications with Mr. O'Keefe and Karen Reed. We had Mr. O'Keefe's phone and we had Karen Reed's phone, so we
that you didn't get into for months, right?
Right.
Okay.
Can verify and confirm that those text message communications were accurate, unredacted, not deleted, and were true representation of what their communications consisted of.
Unredacted, not deleted, right? That's the weight he gave Higgins. Hey,
right.
Make sure your phone's okay, right?
Right.
No, I said that we had all three devices. And as I told Mr. Higgins in our interview together, I said, Brian, we have those two devices.
Meaning
if
John
you
and Karen's.
correct.
Okay.
If there's anything deleted or altered in any way, we will
deleted or altered.
Right.
Have
hey, John, real quick.
Yeah.
Doesn't this sound like a little John Fanning and Matt Falwell?
Doesn't it? Doesn't it?
Same
Just one of those. Hey,
nothing different.
Hey,
nothing different.
Officer to officer here.
Yeah.
Proof of it. So please make sure that.
Please make sure. Hey, listen, can you do us a solid and make sure your phone matches up with everybody else's phone? We're asking you nicely. What is this? What is this, England? Hey, we're asking you nicely to come along. All right.
He was going to trust him, but verify.
We trust and verify. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see if he trusts and verifies this.
You understand the magnitude of this situation. We're investigating a homicide. It needs to be accurate, and it was.
And you trusted that coming from Brian Higgins rather than simply getting an extraction from his phone. Correct? Yes.
I trusted him, yes, because we trust and verify. And after verifying, the extractions were correct.
Can I see the report?
Did you delete any phone calls?
I do not recall deleting any phone calls at all. I would have no reason to delete anything.
In day-to-day life, did you delete any of the calls to John O'Keefe?
No.
Did you delete any of your calls with Nicole Albert?
No.
Did you delete any of your calls with Brian Albert?
No.
With Chris Albert?
No.
Julie Albert?
No.
Colin Albert?
No.
With any of the witnesses in this case, did you delete any calls before you turned that phone over?
No. No.
I could have played Jen.
So let me ask you
But there's
another
proof
question.
that she did delete calls, right?
Well, not that she did.
Not that
we
she
don't
did.
know who did.
Okay, right. Okay, there you go.
There you go.
So to go back to this trust and verify, who was the one that asked Kelleher for his whatever camera, ring camera, whatever it was, the footage there where he said, from what I understand, and I maybe I'm wrong.
There's nothing on it.
He said there was nothing there. So there's a trust and verify process. How were they to verify that?
That was only trust. That wasn't
Trust.
trust and verify.
We
That was
didn't have
just
to verify that one.
Right. That was trust. Not trust and verify. That was trust. There's two separates. There's trust, then there's
And
trust
verify.
and verify.
Some
Right.
people we trust. Some people we
Some
have to
people we trust and
verify the
verify.
trust.
With Kelleher, we trust. With Higgins, we trust and verify.
Yeah. Yuri should have never interviewed Higgins. It should have been some other trooper detective in that unit that didn't know Higgins and just did it the right way.
And Kerry and Jen, not by me. Not by me. She didn't delete anything other than her texts or calls between her and her daughter. Here's the thing. Why would you have to delete a call between you and your daughter? Why not just a text between you and your daughter? If you don't want anyone to see your daughter's text, who cares what the phone call log says between you and your daughter? Right?
Why delete anything?
Yeah, well, because there's nudes in people's phones. I would bet that 90% of the population has some sort of inappropriate meme, photo, video in their phone at one point or another. You might not have it right now, but you had one in your phone. Unless you're a Quaker or a, I don't think they have any phones.
Trust and verify, John.
They trust and verify. I got them in my phone. I'm telling you right now. I see the squad car pull up before he even says, "Hi, how you doing?" My phone is smashed under my foot. "Hi, how you doing?" I've told everybody, hey, if I ever have a heart attack on the ice, you back that it was you call my wife, you call 911, you call my wife, and then somebody step on my phone. Okay, that's it. You just do that. That's how it was. You have stuff in your phone. We're human. We're all human. At
John, I don't even want to know what's in your phone, buddy.
You know what? I'll tell you. Well, we've talked about it. I've got stuff in my phone. I have got more things in this phone from the last 3 years of this trial than anything else. People have pictures of their dogs. Those people that their whole phone is just full of their dogs. I got more of this trial than my dogs.
Yeah.
Sean, did you know that Dixie there sleeps in Karen's bed every night?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I knew it before him, but the whole world found out on the big fundraiser.
Yeah, she's doing good.
Yeah.
We've talked. She's doing good.
He's gonna lug that. He's gonna lug that headboard out again to get it signed.
Listen, very, 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 very proud of her. She had a very good interview with Rotten Mango. It is.
Yeah, part 2 was really telling. I mean, it was really good. Really good.
Got to do this again before I get yelled at. I'm wondering, did no one go door to door from Fairview all the way to Meadows and ask the owner if they have security? If I lived there, I surely would. Yeah. But it's gone now.
Yeah.
She did. It was great. So, so he trusts and verifies. Let's remove that from the screen. Hey folks, this is it. You get your last chance at looking at the Canton Chronicle timeline tracking studio whiteboard. All right. It might make a comeback. Actually, well, let me get rid of that. Right. And I will show you guys. I got to get it. I'll be right back. I got to go to the other studio to get it. But you guys talk among yourselves for a second.
So the defense last night, Eric, was incredible.
Unbelievable.
Amazing. It really was.
It was interesting to see when Gonzalez went out. They had to go to zone instead of man to man. Right. I didn't realize it was such a big deal how good Gonzalez really was that they had to change their whole strategy on defense because of that one guy.
Yeah, and then the headbutt to Vrabel.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Lip. Oh yeah, that was awesome though.
He loved that.
What's this there, Jono?
Okay, this is the other whiteboard because you can't just have one whiteboard. This is the other whiteboard in which I kept all my information that has, the 1227 here, 1229 at Second called the gen, the 1231, all the way down to, 6:30, Higgins thinks he was called. 7:30, it's really Brian Albert. No call back to Berkey because we can't talk to Berkey until we talk to Brian. The 9:20 leaves Canton Police. He's at 9:26. He's at the police station. Then he's plowing someone's driveway at lunch, not just plowing someone at lunch. He's plowing someone's driveway at lunch. And then, the 7 a.m., no car of Brian Jr.'s car, not in the driveway. And then the whole Julie and the donuts. The 15 minutes trying to figure out when Brian Jr. is actually upstairs, downstairs. No one there from 8:30. I got all the times. The video of Higgins arriving at Canton Police Department. Oh, that's nothing. We have the video of Higgins, right, showing up in his Jeep at 1:26.
Right.
Here's the video of Higgins driving in the same way there's the video of Higgins. When Karen's car comes down the aisle there.
Right.
Where's that video of him coming and going? So you can see if he took a right or left.
No tampering.
Where's the video of him at 9:26 coming into the police station?
Wasn't pertinent, I guess, right?
No, I guess not. I guess they didn't. I guess they didn't need the police station. There it is. They don't. I guess you don't need it at the police station.
I do know Richie from Microdots and his animation had Higgy going in the entrance.
With his car or walking through
With the Jeep.
Yeah.
At what time?
I don't know
At night.
what time it was.
Yeah. So, all right, folks. I want to look at the. I want to give the chat a little love because I neglected them tonight. Mizzy's here in the chat. Hi, Mizzy.
nice.
Hi, Mizzy.
Off the couch. Icy Ducks.
And John, real quick.
Go ahead.
Real quick, John.
Yeah.
So the actual death knell and this whole thing. If you look at Birchmore, I know Mizzy's in here. Telephone records were not exploited, neither in Birchmore nor O'Keefe, and that's the problem. But as we know, the geofence data is available. We know that.
I couldn't use a spreadsheet because
Christian
I
Morris
needed
knows it.
What's Tired and Rikishi, 1940, whatever it is.
So Sean, if they were that sloppy in these two investigations, how many other investigations are they this sloppy with?
Yeah.
Well, apparently when it doesn't involve law enforcement, they're pretty good.
They're pretty good. Like the Walsh case.
Right. I mean, Justin Root was horrible.
Horrible.
Sandra.
Yep.
John.
Hey, how about those 3 blitzes all in a row, huh?
Yeah.
The poor guy, poor Herbert. And even the commentators like, here they go, they're coming again.
I'm surprised at the end. I was surprised he even got on his feet.
It was so he knew on one of them because as soon as they hiked the ball, he ran backwards like 5 feet as quick as he could, and just threw it into the middle. Like he was like, yeah, no, I want none of this. It was jailhouse football, 3 plays in a row.
And that last sack that he took, he just got drilled into the ground.
Was that Milton?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It was unbelievable.
It is Mizzy. Mixed up girl and mixed up world. Sloppiness by design.
That's sloppiness by design is exactly it.
Wait a minute. How are you in here as Mizzy and mixed up girl? What the heck?
Karen did say today in part 2 that there's a lot of evidence that's going to come out in the civil trials that they were hampered from because of Canoni.
Yeah. And folks, this is the 3rd time we've done this is our live version. We've done what happened? What happened there? What happened? Wait, Eric.
I don't know, John. I mean,
oh, he's back. Jeez Christ, Eric.
I hit one of those buttons again.
I know. Hold on.
At least it wasn't the red button.
That's all right. Let me get the let me remove the whiteboard room and bring Eric back. Let's see if we get, there you go. All right. I did a dry run with Eric so that he knew what we were going to be doing. And then I kind of gave Sean a little heads up, like, hey, this is just giving you a heads up. And then about what, Sean, what you got in here? Let's see, it was 7:30. You were in here a little before 7. So Sean got a half hour head start on, hey, this is what we're going to do. And then, yeah. And so I've been writing on those whiteboards for a week. I went to Home Depot. It was $8 for the whiteboards. I ended up getting 2 of them. Amazon. I went and got all the colors. There was so many other colors. I got a whole pack of these colors, but I'm thinking my first run through with Eric, the green didn't show. And there was a couple colors that I'm like, yeah, we can't use them.
Sean, the truth is I tried to get him to do a PowerPoint. Figured it'd be a lot easier for people to see.
Yeah. Right.
Neither one of us could figure that out.
It's been 10 years since I used a PowerPoint, and I didn't want to try to relearn it. So it
would have been nice, but you know something?
You got the whiteboard studio.
The old school way of doing things is how we do it.
And here's the other thing. Okay, I'm going to throw Mullins under the bus for a minute. So I spent the whole day Saturday. I spent the whole day Saturday setting up the laptop, the monitors, the cameras, the whiteboards. They're on easels or whatever you call them. I had curtains. I had the Canton Chronicle banner hanging. I was ready to go. Right, did the run through and everything. And then today, Mullins asked me, "Hey, do you want to do it downstairs? You want to do it upstairs?" And I'm like, it's like, what can I do to help you? And I'm like, all right, clear off the dining room table. I'm in the dining room right now, right? And I come home. I get home. It's 4:15, and I am like a bull in a china shop, running up and down the stairs with the monitors, the laptop, the cameras, the microphones. You know, because it's 2 microphones, 2 cameras, monitors, laptop, the whiteboards, the easels. I got a ring light above my head. The remote controls, the mouse. Wires everywhere. I'm plugged into 3 different outlets. And she's like, this is the last time I ask you to change what you, she goes, if I knew it was going to be this much, I'm like, yeah, I spent the whole day. It was all set up, ready to go. That's why you saw my fat, my fat belly on the screen this way instead of the way I had it downstairs, and my gray sweatpants. So
tight game in Pittsburgh, 7-6 Texans.
What is it?
7-6 Texans.
Oh, see, they're all low scoring, huh?
Minute 30 seconds left in the third.
Who do you want, Sean?
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I would like to see Pittsburgh too.
Yeah, Pittsburgh.
So we'll give. I'm going to give the Kronks a little preview of what our next Kronk Buster is going to be.
Wow.
There's no secret here. So because there's a lot of our Kronks aren't on Twitter. The other day I realized I saw, so Jen goes in the house at 6:34, and she goes in the front door, and at 6:35 she's calling Matt, and then she runs upstairs and gets Brian. Okay, and by 6:40 Matt's on site, because that's when Lanka is going inside the house, and we see them in the testimony that they're all together. We know from Matt McCabe's testimony that he left his house after he got a call from Jen saying they found John. So he decided to head over to 34, and he came down the hill, and all of the emergency vehicles were still there. So he had to go back up, go to Spring Lane, come down Spring Lane, and come inside, right? Well, in football terms, he made a false start. He left the house and headed over earlier than he was supposed to. And we're going to do Eric, we're going to do a Canton Chronicle Kronk Buster where we're going to leave county and head over And we're gonna time it and show that he left early and that he didn't leave after his wife called him because he was already at the site within a couple minutes of her calling him.
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah. So that's another thing we're going to be coming up with.
Good. That's great.
The Cronkbuster mobiles will be out again.
Oh, we're going to be driving around town. We won't tell you what day, all right, because we don't want any Jeeps going around town coming after us, but we are going to be busting that myth that Matt waited for the phone call, then headed over when it's looking more like he jumped the snap. He headed over too soon. So when Sean looks down like that, he looks like Count Dracula, doesn't he? Look at this. Look, Sean. You got
What are
this
you
big
doing?
clock behind you. You got your big Count Dracula cape behind your head.
I had this chair, man. Look at this foolish thing. All right, listen, guys. It was a pleasure being with you guys tonight. I love the chat. Everyone in the chats is great. John, I got to tell you, I'm not blowing smoke up your ass or anything like that. But as a layperson, you guys, even with Boozy and the things
She's
you have
incredible.
done.
The amount of work she does in one night is incredible.
I'm just saying, the things you have done as lay people blows me away. I mean, I got 35 years in the job. You guys are just taking the raw data and just making it fit. And I love watching your shows. I'm glad I was a part of this tonight. And I'm really, really excited to see how this whole thing works out for Higgy during his deposition.
Sean, you'll be around to check back in with us from time to time, right?
Absolutely.
Because Texas mom PJ is asking where and when can we see you again? So I mean, you're always around.
I'm kind of hanging out. I'm watching things. I told a couple of my friends I'm up in the owner's booth watching down, seeing all the how things are being played. Plenty of room, plenty of time. But guys, listen, it was a pleasure. I got to get these dogs up before Suzanne.
Well, listen, let's send you out like this. I'm going to say goodbye, right? We're going to send you out, and when we come back from this, you're going to be gone. So say goodbye.
Great.
Ready?
Goodbye, people.
Give us fucking McDonough, and we'll go easy on you.
John, we're coming in with the target hot.
I've got the package coming in hot.
Buddy, we're going live.
And then there were two.
He was all red faced because he was coming out of that, South America. It's right near the equator. It's hot.
Oh, when you called me, you're like, hey, I got a wrinkle today. I'm like, what? Like, I'm not gonna be on. I'm like, I got to work till 8. I'm like, oh, like, all right.
What are you gonna do?
Let's call in the left-hander. Let's go to the bullpen.
It was a good call. I like, there's nothing wrong with being replaced by McDonough.
No, you weren't replaced.
For the beginning of the show,
he was like when the Red Sox had to go to Wakefield and throw a couple extra innings, Hey,
it was, I know we don't live in the town anymore, but it was nice to have 3 guys up there that graduated Canton High.
Dude, we don't live in the town, but I'm in the town almost every day.
Yeah, me too.
Almost every day I'm in town. I'd say 5 out of 7 days I'm in Canton. I'm in town. So, and here's the thing. With my giant yellow jacket and I'm 300 pounds, it's hard to miss me. So it's not like I'm hiding out anywhere. You can find me if you really want.
And those work boots with no socks.
Oh my God. Let me tell you something.
Oh, I don't even want to know.
No. So, the night I helped with that fire engine, which we still got to get the video for, right? I met my brother up at the Historical Society, right? He gives me a set of handcuffs and he goes, you know what those are? I go, what? He goes, those are the Sacco and Vanzetti handcuffs.
No way.
I go, no way. He goes, yep. I go, do you have the key? He goes, yeah. Right. So I put one on my wrist, right? Being goofy. And he walks into the safe. It's a giant, it's a big room it's like a bank vault. It's a vault, right? And I try to go put the other one on him as a joke. I was going to handcuff us to each other, right? Because he said he had the key, right? And he pulled away, this, that, the other. Well, as it turns out, he did have the key, and mine came off, but the one I was going to put on him wouldn't unlock. There's no if you it'll go around and around, but once you put it on something, even with the key, it wouldn't pull back off. We dodged a bullet so bad that we were dying. We're like, we were going to have to call the fire department, or we were going to have to ruin the Sacco and Vanzetti handcuffs. Yeah, it was.
So John, one of the boots on the ground is a relative of the Sacco.
Well, there you go. Well, they're handcuffs.
We're gonna have to get her. We're gonna have to get her in Canton and get her to the historical society. So she can,
one of them more.
See those handcuffs. Oh, that's pretty cool. I like that.
Right. I should have. Just to get, for any of the Canton people still watching, the selectmen's race people are now taking out papers. We now have JR who's taken papers. Julie Beckham has declared and taken papers. David David Clow has taken papers. So we know now that there's 3 people running for 2 seats at the moment. I mean, other people might. There's been rumors of a Paul McAuliffe III, or even a what's names up from 138 there, that have they had that plot of land on 138. My little buddy. What was my little buddy from town meeting with the arms?
I don't know.
Lawyer. He's a lawyer.
Oh, yeah, Nick Corkery.
Nick Corkery. There's rumors that maybe Nick Corkery or Paul McAuliffe, the third, Paul McAuliffe III, might also be pulling papers or running. So
I'll tell you a funny story.
Hey, listen, people, I like Corkery. He's a good kid.
He's a good guy.
You know? He's a good guy. I don't like him. I don't know what his platform is. I'm not saying I like him as a candidate. I'm just saying he's a good guy.
So John, on Sunday, Whitey and Rebecca and I are standing in the center of town on Washington Street.
Yeah.
Kind of close, across the street from C.F. McCarthy's, but in view. And all of a sudden, guy pulls up in a car across the street, gets out. He's got his some paperwork in a clipboard, and he gets halfway across the street and he goes, "Hey," and I'm holding my "I Love Canton" sign, and Whitey's holding his "Chris Albert resign" sign, and guy's like, "Hey, you people from Canton?" And I should have said, "Yes, I am from Canton. I live in Canton." But I said, "No, we're not." He looked at us like we had 4 heads. You're not from Canton? He's like, "All these not from Canton?" We're like, "Oh," and he halfway across the street turns around and he starts walking away like all dejected. And we're like, "Hey, what's the papers for?" "Oh, I'm collecting signatures for the select board."
They don't need no stinking papers.
Like, so who are the papers for? And it was he didn't quite give us an answer. And just before he shut the door, I said, "Hey, who are you supporting?" And he goes, "Oh, Dave Clow." I said, "Yeah, good. Nothing wrong with that. We're happy to have him as part of the candidates."
Well, he does have a web page up.
Yeah,
David Clow for Select Board. We're going to have to start researching and diving deep into each one of these candidates, and who knows, maybe Canton Chronicle will be offering some sort of event for them. get to know your candidates night or
I don't
something.
think that's
Not a
amazing.
debate.
I think
Not a debate.
that's just something we should do.
We're gonna do so. We're gonna offer something. It's not
Whether,
gonna be a
whether,
debate.
whether they choose to come on and answer
Yeah.
a few questions, that's up to them. But I think we should just make that
Yeah.
happen.
Like a forum. Not a debate, but a forum. If they want no debates. You gotta have a political
No, it's
affiliation to a debate.
it's everybody answers the same question type of deal.
Well, that's a forum. Yeah, a forum.
Yeah.
So we might offer a
We're there,
forum.
we're there to learn
a
about
package
all
for
the
everybody.
candidates and
Yep,
see,
we're gonna
see
put
what they have
together
to
a
offer the town.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we're safe to say this, but I don't think it would be wise for us to pick winners and losers in this case.
No, we're not gonna.
In this town, I do think it's also important that the next DA is a different story. I think that we can throw our hat in the and endorse whichever candidate we feel is the best candidate.
Right. McDickles, I agree with you, but that's just the way it goes these days. Everybody, I think after watching some of the more national debates, nobody wants to get into any kind of debate where anybody's name calling or I mean, because you're talking about small town stuff. Most of the time, 90% of the time, it's not the best person for the job. It's the most popular person for the job. And it's just how it goes. It's just, he who gets, the most friends and family members and get, it's wins. So I think that's why they do the forums as opposed to debates. And a lot of times, especially in Massachusetts, you have oh my God, we are definitely calling it the whiteboard forum. You just get it's. I mean, it really is a one.
I think it's more important for us to focus on what each candidate brings to the table versus the candidates telling us what the other candidates are not good for.
I'm down with that.
And that's I think a debate brings the negative in, whereas I think we should focus on the positive.
I'm down with that. Here's a question I'd love to answer too. Now that Bama Girl, I want to know that question too, and I'm sure I'll be able to find that out tomorrow. What happens to any money Morrissey has left over in his cap?
As far as I know, he can move that money to different campaigns. I believe
he can keep it.
He can keep it
as long as he thinks that he's going to run for some other office.
He can't spend it frivolously, but he can certainly keep it.
But he can
account.
use it. Right. Yeah.
And my assumption is that if he's going to back a candidate or something, he can use those funds towards that.
Hey, Changeling, instead of just telling us there's a turnover and you don't like Rogers, how about giving us all of the facts? Like, hey, there was a turnover at the 26 and it's now like, why you leave us hanging like that? I'm here trying to entertain you guys, and you guys are watching Rogers.
Texans are up 17-6.
Yeah, I see that with 11 minutes left. Because Carol and Monistat. Monistat? Oh, Monist. Not a Monistat. Monistat's CVS.
Let's see what's the weather for Sunday. Is it going to be nice and cold for the Texans?
They better be a day game because I don't want to change this again to Monday nights. Monday nights hurts.
What do you mean it hurts?
Monday nights hurts. There's nothing professional. Courtney, there's nothing professional about me. Nothing. Yeah, Monistat 7. I can't believe it took them 7 tries to get that Monistat right. You know that? Whatever happened to Monistat 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6?
Right.
It's like WD-40. It was their 40th try. Who knew? Who knew it took them 40 tries? Who knew it took them 40 tries to get oil right? And only 7. Sorry.
John, when we start talking about monostat and
I
getting
know,
oil right,
I know.
it's
I
time to
know.
pack it in, my friend.
It's time to go. It's almost 11. It's almost 11. We probably should go right about now, okay? Because
We don't want to get into hour 4 here. I know I've only
No.
been around for a little while.
I know. You were missing. And while we're doing that, let's remove all this. I gotta hey, one last time.
Have
Let's
you taken care of all the starred comments there
wait a minute.
before you go?
No, I want one last time. I want to give everyone a chance to check out the
John,
check
nothing
out the
but nothing,
board.
but I can't read that for shit.
Yeah, no, it's a mess. It's a mess. But if you wait a second, it blurs back. It comes back in. I just want to let you
We're
guys
gonna
see
we're
it.
gonna put an ad out for somebody that's proficient in
An
PowerPoint.
IT person. An IT person, so I don't have to do
somebody
this.
that knows PowerPoint.
Right.
I think once you set it up, you just got to hit the button.
Right. So let's we'll go back to me and Eric here. No, we don't want that.
That's fine. Keep us apart.
Yeah, we're all over the place. Howard Mangel had a joke once. He said, "You want we were hanging around for 7 days instead of one, so we decided to cut the budget." Yeah, well, we've cut a lot of the budget here. I mean, we got a whiteboard, and I got a little pointer. You know, it's
John, half the people that are watching us are in their lazy boys, half asleep now.
Oh, I know. Well,
let's put them all to bed.
We're lucky. We're lucky anyone watched us. Hey guys, thank you. Like we gotta check the like you said, we gotta check the stars.
Yeah, we do need to check the stars.
We do. Oh, we got a couple more. See, good thing you told me. All right.
Bama girl.
Yeah, here it is. Bama girl. Great to see your show tonight. Late coming in, Bama girl.
I was late too, Bama girl.
Yeah, Eric was late. Madeira beach. Everybody's at the beach or Bama or a coast. I'm wondering, did no one go to the? Oh, we read this. No one go to Meadows. Yeah, I mean that would have been the good thing to do, but we don't. We don't know what. I mean, we know the news said that there was footage right away. That was the first thing the news posted was there was Ring doorbell footage. Judith Simpson, 499. Thank you. Could the J indent be from the J in the Jeep if propped up against it? I don't know, but for how long? And maybe, I don't know, anything's possible, right? I don't know. And the whiteboard fund, Bama Girl 83 again. Thank you so much. Thank you everybody that was in the chat. Thank you for all the trolls that watched us that didn't say anything. We will see you guys next week. Yeah,
absolutely.
Let's
you got your work cut out for the week though, John, because
I know. Let's finish up with there's a couple quick things I want to some housekeeping. Quick housekeeping. First off, for those people that were just in that donated, let's do this for you.
Give us the fucking timeline. And we'll go easy on you.
We gave you the timeline tonight. Okay. We gave you the timeline that I could come up with. Okay. Secondly, to everybody else, don't forget when you're around town.
After a hard day at work, there is nothing better than a Pricks and Cider.
Don't forget, you got to go grab a Pricks and Cider. All right, it's the drink for the show.
Getting thirsty.
There you go. All right, everybody. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in, and hope to see you guys next week.
Have a great night, everybody. Thank you.